Hello, everyone. I am Cartoon Kitsune, and welcome back to Shattered Reflections. As always, with me today are my lovely players. If you'd like to introduce yourselves from top to bottom.
Hi, I'm still Avi and I'm still playing Shiro Azumi.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Candlestick, and I'm playing Dr. Crystal Everlight.
Hello, I am Oatmeal, and I am playing the professor.
Mm-hmm. All right. And before I get to the recap, I just want to give a little bit of a warning to our viewers, folks who might be listening to this in the future. This is going to be one of the heavier angst games, like we might because of and the setting of the characters. It's centered around. There might be a bit more heavier topics. I'm gonna try and not get too heavy with this because trust me, it gets a lot darker in the game this is based on. I just want to give everybody fair warning about that. Please, as always, mind the content warnings in the description and all that good stuff. With that said, when we last left our party, you guys delved into Lyra's area, and almost immediately upon getting there, you nearly drowned as you were hit by a wave of water that came flooding out from the foyer.
Mm-hmm.
But you were all able to evade that, fortunately, and avoid drowning. And you swam up to the higher floors where you found Lyra up in the large library of this sort of manor-like area of hers. After a bit of an interrogation, especially from Azumi calling her out on her bullshit, you realized that
Yeah.
Lyra was basically the cause of the flood because she had more or less been cursed to basically cry literal waterfalls whenever she would shed tears. Um, well, fortunately, once you guys were able to clear all that up, you went to a higher floor where you could all dry off. Though Prof and A did briefly stay behind to listen to a few wax record recordings, which revealed a few more things about some of the members of A's family. When the group reconvened, they discovered a room that had previously been hidden and only appeared in the presence of the key that A had found in the library in Colette's area. Upon opening this door, you discovered that this room appeared to be sort of a reflection of what A's brother Hugo's room might have been, and you found several notes that appeared to have come from him, including a journal and a book that you had also found in Colette's library that transformed its pages upon entering the room, which revealed that Hugo seemingly made some sort of deal with the Prince of Gourds as a way to sort of escape the sort of responsibilities and harshness of his life as a member of the nobility and the expectations of his family and whatnot. Following that, you all headed up to the next floor in search of a mirror to get Lyra back to the Hall of Mirrors area. You found several of the mirrors had been smashed, seemingly by Angelique, but you were able to find one mirror that was intact on the other side of the ballroom, which crossing it was a bit difficult for a few of you due to the judgmental stares of the people that you found in there. Well, I say people; they were more like empty, clothing, sort of floating there in place of people. But eventually, everyone was able to get through, and now you have tracked Angelique into what seems to be the final area, which, as you were told, is belongs to an altar by the name of Evelyn, and you were sort of given a bit of a warning that she is a bit more dangerous and unstable than some of the others, so you might want to proceed with caution with her. That said, as we rejoin our party now in the present, you guys have all entered in through the mirror, and it is completely pitch black in here. But I do want to say though, because I believe the professor, you have some sort of form of true sight, which you might be able to, yeah. So I'm gonna say roll me perception, and I'm gonna see actually I'm gonna say have everyone roll perception. Everyone but professor can roll at so everyone with the professor roll at disadvantage. Professor can roll normally.
Okay.
Yep.
All
I
right.
should let you know he has dark vision of 60 feet, but that won't clear magical darkness.
Exactly.
True sight will clear magical darkness, but it is only 5 feet.
All right. Still better than everyone else can manage. So.
Yeah, well, he didn't roll very high, so
All right. Well, it's better than nothing.
let's see.
Mm-hmm.
That's 8.
Oh wow. So A got a 15, and if it hadn't been disadvantaged, you would have gotten a nat 20.
No.
Oh no.
Oof. All right. So not great. I'm gonna say, Professor, with your role, since you're able to like get a bit of visual stuff, you're able to see kind of the outline a little bit further along. You're able to see like kind of the outline of what appears to be a table of some sort. Um, you can't really see how long it is from this edge. You're kind of like probably at like one end of it. So it's
Mm.
either a very short table or like a really long one, and you can't really tell from here. Um,
Mhm.
let's see. Azumi and A, you guys can't see anything, but you are able to hear something kind of like from the other side of, like further into this room from the sound of it. You hear the sounds of a struggle, possibly a fight of some sort. You hear someone or something thrashing around, making aggressive effort, like they're trying to attack, that sort of thing. So that's what you guys hear.
Careful. Watch your step. There's a table or something here.
Sounds like someone's in a fight.
Hmm?
See, he would make a gesture towards
Mhm.
the direction he came in, but the only one who can see that is Professor.
Yeah. Here, hang on. Let's join hands, please.
All right.
I think they were already joined hands when they walked through the mirror, right?
Oh,
Yeah, they
yes, you're
joined.
right.
Yeah,
I'd forgotten.
yeah, they have joined hands. Remind me, who was holding A's hand? I want to say it was either Azumi or Prof.
I
I
think,
feel like A was in between them.
Right,
yeah.
I think she was in between the both of them. Yeah, I also wanted to note, once you guys got in here, you kind of felt the grip on your hands tighten a decent bit, and I think you might even be able to feel like A's hands are shaking a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So is that
Yeah,
detail?
Professor will give her, like, a squeeze back.
Mm-hmm. If
All
there's
right,
some,
well, shall we move?
yes, let's. It might be Evelyn in there for all we know.
Mm-hmm. All
Right.
right, I think
Okay.
they're just gonna walk in
All right. So yeah, so you
carefully.
guys, yeah, very carefully, yeah. Actually, here's a question, Professor. Since you can kind of see the table, do you sort of like kind of follow along it?
Yeah, I mean, it's the only in here that's providing direction, and it
Yeah,
seems long, so he might as well get to the end of it.
definitely. And once you're following it along, you can see that this is indeed a very long table. In fact, it's almost like comically long, like one of those like insanely long banquet tables.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You do have to kind of like shuffle around like some of there's like these ornate chairs like every few feet along it.
Mm.
Uh, there are also you have to be careful because there's like some of these like precarious like stacks of teacups that are just sort of waving back and forth. They seem to be
Mm.
balancing
Mm.
curiously enough, even though like logically you would think they wouldn't be able to do so. Um,
Mm.
yeah, there's definitely like a bit of like broken like porcelain on the ground in a few places, like plates that have cracked and cups. It's a bit of a mess in here. Even the tablecloth is pretty ragged.
Can he try to cast light on his hat?
Yeah. I think if you cast light, it's not going to light up the area around you, but like since you guys are all like right together, you'll be able to see each other.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. So now you guys can see each other at the very least. You head further in, and yeah, you can hear the sounds of the fight more clearly. One of the voices there's only one voice that's like making grunts of effort and whatnot, and that one definitely sounds very feminine. The other whatever figure there is, it's kind of like these sort of like shifty, slithery noises as it's like
Mm.
moving around. And
Mhm.
as you get close enough, Professor, let me grab this. Hold on, that's not it. Okay. Right, so Professor, as you guys get a bit closer, you see this person. Oh, that was in the roll zone. Well, no, it doesn't matter. So yeah, you see this person, and she appears to be struggling with. You can't see what she's struggling with. It's almost like it invisible, but like as you look more closely, there is like a mask to it of some sort. It's almost like it's whatever she's fighting is made of darkness itself.
Mm.
Yeah. And she is currently like trying to dodge out of the way of its swipes and stab it with these pairs of like golden scissors, but like they're very rusty, from what you can tell. She's basically struggling and stabbing at this thing.
Seems like Evelyn. Hello?
And I think when you say this, A also cries out, "Evelyn, is that you?" And the figure turns in your direction, looking very shocked, and she cries out something. Um, she says something, "Run." But what you guys hear, you hear a name. You are certain of this. It is A's full name. Well, specifically her first name.
Mm.
And you all hear it clearly, but the moment after it's said, it's like sand running through your fingers, it's gone. Like you know what the name was, you knew what you heard it, but like it's immediately slips out of your mind. Like if you tried to recall what she just said, you wouldn't be able to.
Mhm.
It's almost like
Mm.
brain static or something. Yeah.
Hate that effect.
Yeah. Right. So you hear the actual name, but for the sake of not spoiling it for the listeners, I'll say it. She shouts, "Hey, run!" And as she shouts this, the shadow that she's been fighting, it delivers one final slash, and only the professor sees this. The rest of you hear a very distinct shattering noise, and Professor, you watch as her body is cracks run up all up and down it, and she shatters, and it transforms into like shards of glass. But
Mm.
yeah. But before you guys even have like time to react to this, there is another like much more like wrathful sounding like shout of effort as Evelyn appears behind the shadow and stabs it in the back with both of her pairs of scissors. And the shadow writhes in agony, and it dissipates, seemingly defeated.
Well, now, my dear, that was quite impressive.
Grab something. Hold on, where is it? Okay. Professor, I assume that does not hit you.
No.
Yeah, Professor, the moment you say that, she like glares right in your direction and she comes charging at you with the scissors. Fortunately, you see it coming and you're able to step out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, we're
Can
not
we all see that?
hostile. We're connected by the hand, so you can at least feel it. The professor
Yeah.
probably like
Yeah.
he's got, let's see, Azumi and A on one side, so he probably like
Mhm.
I'm
probably
pretty sure.
tugs Crystal with him as he dodges.
I thought that Crystal
It was.
had Azumi's hand, so I'm pretty sure Professor's at the like front.
Right.
I have
Oh,
no fucking clue what's going on anymore.
I will take what you remember because I do not remember.
Right. I'm gonna say that Professor's holding A's hand, and
Oh no, wait, you're right. Professor did have Crystal's hand because he used True Sight on her last session. Sorry, I'm
Oh,
that's
misremembering.
right. Okay, yeah.
that's all right. So yeah, Crystal probably gets tugged to the side as he ducks. We're not hostile.
Yeah, I think A also shouts out, Evelyn, stop! It's me! And the girl Evelyn does seemingly like she stops her attack and is like kind of like frantically looking around, and she says the name again. Because she never says A, she always says the full name.
Mhm.
But for the sake of brevity, I'm just gonna say A for this. Yeah. A, where are you? What are you doing here? What are you? And I think A is able to follow the sound of the voice and is able to like find where Evelyn is and take her hand now. She probably has to like. I'm gonna say she lets go of Azumi's hand, but she's still holding on to Prof.
Mm.
Yeah. Uh, Evelyn, it's okay. It's me. We're here. We're not gonna hurt you. Um. Hey, what are you doing here? Don't you know it's danger? Wait, what do you mean we? Did you bring the others here? Who's this person? She kind of gestures in Prof's direction.
Well, we're outside help.
Exactly.
And
Are you hurt?
Crystal, unfortunately, she ignores you. Well, her head might briefly turn in your guys' direction, hearing two new voices. But her face, like, kind of goes, like, kind of falls, and, like, Prof, only you see this, of course, looks very shocked, but she says, what do you mean outside? Who are these people? I needed help. Do you mean to tell me you brought people in here? How's it even possible? And
With difficulty.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If Azumi's no longer holding anybody's hand, he wants to try and turn on his flame tongue to see if that will light up anything.
You remember Prof has his hat has light on it, so you guys can see each other. Actually, now that I think about it, now Evelyn's probably close enough that like if she's right next to everyone and A has her hand, you can probably see her now too.
Oh, I thought it was okay. Never mind.
Yeah, sorry, that was my bad. But yeah, at this point, Evelyn's kind of like ignoring you guys, just kind of like glaring down at A, and saying, "Why would you bring other people in here? How much have they seen? How much have they?" She's kind of like getting mad at A now, and A's kind of like cowering a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, if you want someone to get mad at me.
And true to form, she glares at you and points her scissors at you, and says, "You need to leave now."
Oh.
Nothing doing.
Look, right now you need our help.
I don't need any help. You're not supposed to be in here. No one should see this.
Well, we are, so build a bridge and get over it.
Mm-hmm.
One moment. Does 15 hit, Azumi?
No. Hang on, let me double check. No, it does not.
Alright, yeah, you feel a pair of scissors like whiz past your face and presumably embed into the wall elsewhere.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Did she like throw it, or did she like extend her hand towards him?
No, she tossed the scissors at you like throwing a dagger, basically.
Okay. Alright, he's gonna Don't just hand me taking the scissors.
I'm gonna say they probably landed like at the opposite wall, so like it'd be a decent distance away.
Yeah, you'd need like that
Oh,
feat that
great.
monks have to catch a projectile.
Yeah, he wanted to like go grab it, and I'm like, buddy, why?
I assume just to be a little shit about it.
I guess so. And he's just like, oh, so now you're disarming yourself while in the presence of strangers. You really aren't that good at this. Can you perhaps take a moment to breathe and then calm down and then actually try to talk to us?
Yeah, for a moment, Evelyn looks like she's about to start yelling at you again, but A kind of gives her hand a squeeze and says, uh, Evelyn, please, I know they're strangers, but I promise you they're not gonna hurt us, and we need their help. I brought them in here to help deal with the boy with the horns, the one who's been messing everything up. All right, well then, what do you want? The sooner we can get you out of here, the better. She kind of responds, scowling at you guys.
Well, preferably to get you somewhere safe.
And secondarily, to potentially get rid of the extra person that's not supposed to be here. That might have been a poor way of phrasing it, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
I can think of at least 3 people who aren't supposed to be here, and it kind of like squeezes her hand a little bit and says, "Stop! Knock it off, please. Just listen." And they're telling the truth. They're here to get rid of that boy with the horns, and well, we're also trying to find Angelique as well. You didn't see her fly through here, did you? So that's who that was. I thought I felt someone and moving past here. She's probably further in by now.
Well, we would like to meet with her and also have a chat with you. We are looking for pieces of a letter.
Oh, right, I thought about that. You wouldn't happen to have, well, if anyone has the piece of that wretched letter, it would probably be, well, not me, but the real me, so to speak.
What?
God damn, I have to explain this too. Okay, look, you saw that other one die just now, right?
I
The shadow
did.
That
god?
shattering.
That's what that was?
Yes.
Yes. It's, well, a part of me, a part of her. There's a lot of us. There's only one core Evelyn, but uh, there's also a lot of fragments of her. We're scattered all throughout. Most of us have been busy fighting off those shadows, but
Bit like mirror image, only a little more real.
something like that. Suppose you could call us.
Sorry, that was really funny. I don't know why it got me so hard.
I'm sorry, Crystal is rolling medicine. She's trying to look over Evelyn to see injuries. Like, yes, she knows this is a fragment of the core Evelyn, but still, like,
Mhm.
oh no, she did not like that at all.
Oh
Fair
yeah.
enough.
she
Yeah,
has gone into
fair
fussing
enough.
mode.
Right. Yeah, you can roll medicine if you want to.
Thank you.
Oh, very nice. That's a 24. All right. So the good news is this one doesn't have any like cracks on her, so it doesn't look like she's been severely damaged in any way. For the most part, though, she just seems like really exhausted. Like she's got these dark circles under her eyes. Her body language is like looks exhausted. She's kind of like breathing a bit heavily, though whether that's from like exerting effort or all the yelling she's been doing at you guys remains to be seen. Yeah.
Just sort of narrowing her eyes, sort of thing. She probably got. This probably isn't a good idea, but she probably got up in Evelyn's face to
Right.
look her over, kind of thing. And just how much effort are you exerting to have this many versions of you around the place?
That's none of your wait. And she kind of looks at you're right because you're wearing your white coat, right?
She does not have a lab coat, no, but she
Okay.
probably pulled out like a pen light from her bag and like to check like her over kind of thing.
Right. I'm gonna say that behavior is probably familiar enough that she kind of like looks to A and is like, A, do not tell me that you brought a goddamn doctor in here. And A kind of like shrinks a little, kind of looks at the ground, like kind of sheepishly.
Look, I'm sure you've had less than ideal experiences with people calling themselves doctors.
She lets out a very bitter chuckle at that and says, you have no goddamn idea what I've been through.
Oh, I might. But Dr. Chris is one of the kindest, smartest, most reliable people I have ever met.
Oh, I'm sure
And
she is. I'm sure she only has our best interests at heart.
Hey, shut the fuck up for 1 second, you asshole. If you are going to make assumptions about the rest of us, then I don't see any point in helping you any further. So why don't you, I don't know, get your anger in check? Maybe. Maybe turn it towards something a little more productive. Maybe not against the people trying to help you. Maybe not against A. Because this is what's going on in her mind. Then this is not helping any one of you.
And you all kind of hear a whimper from next to Evelyn and the professor, and you hear A kind of like mumble out, "Please, please stop fighting, everyone, please." And fortunately, that seems to like finally convince Evelyn. She kind of like lets out a deep like breath and says, "All right. If I help you, if I guide you through here and help you find Angelique and the core me, if it'll get you out of our mind faster, then fine. I'll play along for now."
it will. We don't intend to stay longer than the problem exists, meaning that Prince of Gourds.
And we're not trying to pry any more than we have to try and resolve that issue.
That's right. At the end of the day, your business is your own.
I I promise they're good. Please, they've helped me so much already. Please just give them a chance, okay, Evelyn? Fine, only for your sake, eh? And she kind of turns and she'll kind of like gently like more gently than you'd expect, like kind of tug A along with you and the professor as well, since you're all holding on to each other. All right, come this way and stay close. All right, this place shifts around a lot.
Yeah,
I
Mm,
I think because we kind of broke the daisy chain a little bit, I think Crystal will hold out her other hand to Azumi, so that he's not by himself.
oh, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right. So yeah, so she leads you over to curiously enough, she leads you back over to where the mirror was, and she kind of like places her hand on it, and the mirror changes, and it changes into a doorway, which she'll open up, and not really waiting for you guys. Like she'll just kind of like keep tugging the chain along with you, with her.
yeah. I think during this little procession,
Mm-hmm.
Professor will like just start talking like, well, you've met the good doctor, I am the professor, and this is the detective.
Motherfucking. You hear just a heavy sigh from Azumi.
I will say that probably did actually get a snort of amusement from Crystal.
That definitely gets a little giggle out of A. You can't really see Evelyn's expression from the front of the party, but you get the sense it's probably just kind of an exasperated eye roll.
Oh, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me see. Okay. check this. All right. So, you guys head in further, and for a while, it's kind of just these twisting hallways. Eventually, you get into what seems like a sort of a room. Curiously enough, there's a little bit more light in here, not much. But you can kind of you can faintly see like little colored flags sort of hanging from the sides, and the walls look more like the walls of a tent of some sort. And I'm gonna have everyone roll perception to get a better view of any more details of this room.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. You're not gonna believe me.
What'd you get?
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And the hits just keep on coming, folks.
And they don't
I might
stop
need to
coming.
get my dice checked.
Mm-hmm.
Coming, they don't stop coming.
All right. Okay. So yeah, as you guys get into this area, it's still pretty dark, but I'm gonna say this is more like normal darkness than magical darkness at this point. So yeah, you guys see, it definitely seems to be like maybe like the backstage of a circus tent, something along those lines. Because you see like sort of props for like a magic act. Like there's one of those cupboards that has like the sword sticking in it, that sort of thing. There's a few like clown dolls kind of lined up in a row on one end. And but what a lot of this room is littered with is there are these cages. Like there's a few hanging from the ceiling. There's one like kind of off to the side. Curiously enough, though, all the doors on the cages are open and all of them are empty. And A even kind of briefly glances over at one, and she kind of comments on this, saying, hmm, "They're all empty. Is that a good sign? I guess. I don't think I understand the sentiment of this place, but well, I'm trying to clean up around here a bit, so to speak."
Do you know what was in them before?
Me. Well, one of me. Some of the fragments.
Oh.
Like I said, don't read into the symbolism too much. It's whatever. Let's just keep moving.
Oh yeah, sure, I won't.
How long have you been in fragments?
Well, probably as long as we've existed, or for a good chunk of our existence. I wouldn't be surprised. Suppose it's my way or her way of ridding herself of the worst aspects of her, and trust me, there are plenty of those. She tries to cast them away into mirrors, and that creates us, but it's never quite enough. There's always more that's wrong with us. Never mind, come on, let's just keep moving. I don't want to talk about this. And what didn't you say you weren't going to keep prying into me?
I was just making conversation.
I can't hold him back. He's just.
If you want to
I think what he
talk.
ends up. I think what he ends up doing is he not quite not prying, but like shifting the topic a little bit. He just goes,
Mhm.
"Those shadow monsters, the shadow you are fighting, are those what you've been cleaning up?"
Well, that's what I've been cleaning up now. Originally, we were trying to make this place slightly more presentable, but then the goddamn darkness showed up, and those shadows, and everything just keeps getting worse.
Hmm.
The light's still on, right?
Professor's
Yeah,
light,
yeah,
yes.
Professor's light.
Okay. Azumi glances in professor's direction. You don't need an insight to like tell what he's thinking. He's trying to ask if he can stab those.
Oh my god. He just sort of like, it takes him a second to catch on, and he's got a sort of look of like, oh, really? And he just sort of like tilts his head back and forth, like, maybe, like, we'll see.
Listen, it's been a while since he's had a good fight.
Mhm.
And he doesn't have an outlet for his frustration.
Yeah, Crystal gets front seats to this little display. She's between them.
I think what
Yeah.
is Azumi just sighs and follows after A and Evelyn.
I don't think she knows Azumi well enough to know what to make of this. Is the thing is like, okay, yeah, but we're probably gonna have to end up fighting those things if like logic dictates of how this is going to go anyway. So
Not reading it as bloodlust.
He's been so careful up to this point. He's asking for permission.
Yeah.
hey, progress.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, funny you should mention that, because as you guys kind of move through this backstage circus-looking area, you move on to a new area, and it seems very much different, because this seems more like there's like actual walls and a ceiling, like it's a proper building. Like Evelyn mentioned, this place kind of shifts around a lot.
Mm.
And the hallway you're in, there's a lot of like there's pieces of furniture covered in like drop cloth, and there's also like kind of cloths hanging from the ceiling. You kind of have to like maneuver around them.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
What is this, an old house? Somebody painting, in the middle of painting the walls or something?
Either that or covering something up, I guess. More things to
Oh.
hide behind. Speaking of which, tread carefully. I think I hear more of those things up ahead.
Ah.
Fantastic.
Oh, wonderful.
And I would have everybody, let's roll group stealth. Because there are some enemies coming up ahead.
Okay.
All right. And same as usual, I'm gonna do basically add it all together and divide by the number of people rolling stealth. So.
Mhm. All right, that was a good stealth. Yeah.
Oh, poor A.
Aw, she's trying her best.
Mhm.
And where'd I put your stat block, Evelyn?
Keep forgetting that I gave him expertise in stealth.
All right, very nice. Let me just add all these up.
Crystal got a 20?
Yeah, it's impressive.
Your modifier? Why is your modifier a 7?
Because she's a UPAN, so she gets like
That's
she
why
gets a
Oh.
proficiency.
Oh, that makes sense.
All right,
I
so
was like, your class doesn't.
I mean,
Alright.
she does have one level in Rogue, so
Well,
Alright.
that will help.
Definitely. All right, so there's our grand total 18, which is definitely more than enough to slip past these guys. Yeah, you see at least looks like 3 of these shadows are kind of skulking around up ahead. So if you guys want to get the drop on them.
Zumi really fucking does. Zumi really fucking does.
Of course you would. All right, then
Evelyn,
let's
do we want to destroy these things?
yes, absolutely. The more of those things we can kill, the better.
All right. You heard her.
do they have any weaknesses?
None that I know of, but stabbing them seems to work decently enough. So,
Works for me. Zumi's gonna grab his rapier.
alrighty. All right, let's roll initiative.
Cool.
Yay.
Okay, that's pretty good.
All right. Okay, and let me roll for shadow lads. For the sake of simplicity, is it okay if I just like have these guys like have a turn together? Like,
Oh, that's fine with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
okay, cool. Yeah, because like they're not super, they don't hit super hard, so it shouldn't be like too bad. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's for the shadows. Let me figure out turn order. Okay.
I think I think
There's a lot of
I think Azumi and
And Evelyn are
yeah.
the same. Do you want to do like contesting d20s to see who would go first?
Yeah, I'm good with that. Give me a second.
All right, let's do flat d20. All right.
Well, I can tell you're going first.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not what's fitting they'd be
That
fighting over their spots. Okay.
You said there are 3 of them?
Yeah, there's 3 shadows.
We're doing a collective initiative for him, though.
Yeah, just to make
Yeah,
it a little
yeah.
easier on myself.
Yeah, I just wanted to know numbers for
Ah,
spells and stuff.
Gotcha.
ah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'll put this in the game zone as well so it doesn't get buried. All right. Let me sort this out real quick. All right, so we are getting one surprise round, so we'll skip all the shadows initiative for this first round, and if any survive, we will go into a normal initiative. So Crystal, you are up first.
All right. She is going to cast Tasha's Mind Whip on one of them. So
Alrighty.
it needs to make an intelligence saving throw.
All right. All right. Fortunately, these things are not terribly smart, so let's see here. That is an
I
unnatural
don't.
one, ladies and gentlemen.
No, that won't pass. All right, I can roll
Yep.
damage.
Yep. Out of curiosity, are you hitting 1, 2, or 3?
I can only hit one with this.
No, I'm saying which number, like shadow number 1, number 2, or number 3.
Let's just go with shadow number 1.
Okay.
So it takes 10 psychic damage.
All right.
And moreover, it can't take a reaction until the end of its next turn. And its next turn, it must choose whether it gets a move, an action, or a bonus action. Only gets one of the 3.
All right. And you're a fair distance away from it, so it's only really going to be able to move. It can't really attack anyone because I'm gonna say it's probably the typical like 15 feet distance.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's her turn.
All right, that's her turn. So okay, so shadow number 1 is just kind of shamble towards Crystal, but that's all really can do. So now you got one shadow up in your face. The other 2, one is gonna go for Evelyn. Huh?
I thought this was a surprise round.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Okay, so yeah, we're moving straight on to Evelyn. Evelyn is going to run right up to the closest one and make a melee attack. Unfortunately, that will not hit, just barely.
If this is out of surprise, wouldn't she have advantage?
That's right. Sorry, I'm forgetting all the rules for this. My bad, guys. Okay, that meets and beats it. All right, let's see what your attack is. All right. All right. Wow, that was max damage. So yeah, I'm gonna say she goes for shadow number 2. Alright. Yeah, so yeah, she runs right up to the shadow and she just like stabs it in where you would assume its face would be if it had one. Just starts stabbing it with her scissors. Alright. So that is Evelyn's turn. Azumi, go buck wild, my boy.
Great. So 1 and 2 already got attacked.
Yeah.
He's gonna go for 3.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna charge right in. BA activate the flame tongue and just fucking swipe.
Mm-hmm. Alright, go for it.
Oh, thank God for advantage.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that will definitely hit. Roll your damage.
Alright, and because this was at advantage, he does get his sneak despite the
Mm-hmm.
hang on a second. Oh, that is insane. Sneak so okay.
Ooh.
Alright, wow.
Nice.
36 total.
Dang. Okay, because I was gonna say, hang on, let me double check the resistances on this thing. Yeah, so unfortunately it is resistant to piercing and fire, so the total, so we're gonna have to cut that total in half. Let me.
Good, I'd
So,
say
yeah,
18.
say, uh, well, because it resists both piercing and the fire, so.
Magical piercing?
Let me double check. Piercing, non-magic. Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, so it's only from, yeah, this is a magical blade, so never mind on that. But it's still, the fire was still resistant, but not, since it was magical piercing, then that is full, damage.
Alright, so how do you want to rule the sneak then?
I'm gonna say the sneak is fine, just the fire damage, specifically will be halved.
Yeah, and I think that's 2 then, so hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subtract 3 from that, that's 33 damage.
Okay, that's still enough to kill it, so.
Nice.
Just fucking see Azumi go in there and just like lights this serrated rapier on fire. Goes for the skewer, and he looks so pleased with himself, I guess.
I think even Evelyn's looking like kind of impressed at that for like just a brief moment before she like shakes it off and goes back to like focusing on what the one she's fighting.
And
All
if
right.
does he have enough movement to flank the one that Evelyn is on?
I'm gonna say yes because you guys are pretty close to these guys when you got the jump on him. So
All right, yeah, just give Evelyn the advantage on her next turn.
very nice. All right, that your turn.
Yeah.
All right then, Professor, you are up.
Going to aim with his Ring of the Ram at the one that Crystal is fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And going to use 3 charges. Wait, nope. For each charge, it's 2d10. Okay, so 2 charges to do. I have to roll a to hit, and then if I hit, it's 4d10 force damage, and pushed away from me. So,
Alrighty.
gotta roll.
To be fair, I will mention Crystal is not within melee range of this one. She is she's
Alright.
still where she is. Just in
Alright.
case that wasn't clear.
Alright.
That's good. That's good. Professor is also not going near it.
Mhm.
He's sticking by A for now. Okay,
Mhm.
so to hit, that's a 23.
That'll absolutely hit.
All right, let's see. That is a all right, 10, 16, 21, 31.
Alright.
That is 31 force damage.
Alright, and fortunately it does not resist force damage. And yeah, that is
And
and you were attacking
it
number 2 or number 1?
I
Number
think
1.
number 1, the
That
same
was
one
the
that
one that
Crystal hit.
yeah.
Alright, yeah, number 1 dissipates into darkness. That one is destroyed. Now shadow number 2 is the only one that is left.
Professor will whistle the title song to Neo Angel Feather Rangers and give a point of bardic inspiration to Azumi.
Fuck off!
Oh, I love that.
He gives you a look. Or he just shakes his head and like turns his attention back to the like enemies.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Alright, we are back up to the top of the order. Crystal, you are up.
Yeah, she's gonna cast magic missile at 4th level. It's probably a
Nice.
little bit of overkill, but
Yeah. There's no kill like it. Alright,
all right.
roll your damage.
Yeah. So many magic missiles.
Yeah,
He who?
level 4 is pretty high.
Yeah. 23 force damage.
Yeah, there is no more shadow anymore.
Azumi's only slightly upset, but he did get to kill one. He's fine.
Yeah. Bloodlust has been satiated for now.
Well,
Yeah, I think now that it's safe, A and Koro can come out of wherever they were hiding.
Oh my god, Evelyn has not noticed Koro, has she?
I think she has. She's probably like just kind of like keeping her distance from it because keep her distance from Koro.
no.
Yeah, not necessarily afraid, but like not really wanting to go near him.
That's
fair.
fair.
Yeah. I think A's probably doing her usual like post fight thing, where like she's kind of like praising you guys and saying like that was really awesome. Meanwhile, I'm gonna say Azumi, since you're the closest to where Evelyn is, roll an insight on her.
Right?
Yeah.
He didn't need to flex.
He never does, and yet he always does. Yeah, that is a 29. Yeah, Azumi, you see her brow kind of furrow a little bit, and sorry, I'm trying to figure out the words how to describe this. She seems almost like not quite disappointed, like not in you guys, but like Actually, yeah, with that role, I think you could just tell, like, there's a little bit of, like, jealousy, kind of, like, when she sees, like, like, praising you guys, especially because, like, she missed, like, the one attack she made, or, actually, wait, no, she had advantage, she did hit, never mind. But, like, sorry, redo that, but, yes, because, like, she landed her hit, but, like, Azumi was, like, significantly more powerful and, like, impressive, like, the hit he landed. I think with that role, you can probably tell that, like, this jealousy is probably stemming from, like, you guys. She's probably thinking, like, you guys are doing a much better job of, like, protecting A than she could. And she might be feeling, like, a little bit kind of irrelevant, maybe even a bit useless now, like, because, like, she's not really needed here.
I think he's just going to dismiss the
Flames.
the flame tongue, and he kind of just sheathes the rapier back, and he says, God, how does he phrase it? He's trying to phrase it in a way that doesn't sound patronizing, which is very difficult because of his cadence.
Mm-hmm.
I think what he says, well, with an opening like Evelyn's, I certainly can't compete with that. And he's going to walk over to Koro and just make sure that Koro is all right.
Yeah, Koro's fine. He and A found a safe place, as they're kind of used to doing at this point. He's a good boy. He protected the little lady.
Yeah. Evelyn gets one compliment, question mark.
Yeah.
Well,
Actually,
that went fairly well, I think.
yeah. Actually, since you did compliment her, let's see what this role would be. Okay. Let's see. Oh, very nice. That was a wisdom save. So yeah,
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, this is a good thing actually. Yeah, Evelyn, she looks like kind of like she has this like very blank stare for a moment, like she's just trying to like comprehend like what you just said to her. And they're like, if you look closely enough, like it's a bit hard to see in the dim light. Like her cheeks are turning a little bit red.
Oh. Listen, I think the fighty bitches should be friends.
They absolutely should.
All right. What's next, Evelyn?
Yeah, it kind of like takes her a second to like kind of snap out of this daze. I think she kind of like just like kind of rubs her cheeks to like get like somehow get rid of like the weird warmness that's in there for some reason. She doesn't really understand it. She just kind of mutters like, "Right, this way, just stay close." Right. Yeah, and she'll
Back to the
take the lead
daisy
again.
chain.
Yeah, back to the daisy chain.
I feel like at some point Azumi's just like put Koro's leash on so they could train with him too.
Yeah, it's a good call. All right. Okay, so yeah, you guys keep going. You go into like another passageway, and this one you kind of go down it for a while, and it seems to go like on a pretty long way, and you do come to a doorway, like a set of double doors. Evelyn tries this door, but it doesn't seem to open, and she kind of like looks ahead of you guys, looks behind, and then she kind of face palms and groans, and she says, not the infinite hallway. I hate this place.
Oh.
And surprisingly, A kind of mimics her almost. Like she's kind of like lets out a really exasperated breath and is like, "Oh, not this one. I can never figure this one out." And Evelyn kind of responds like, "Right? Like I like there's supposed to be the trick. Like you go back and forth, but it only works like half the time." Right? I can never. It took me forever to get through this one, and both of them are kind of like going back and forth, like commiserating about like this one specific like puzzle in this area.
Isn't Toontown like also littered with endless alleyways?
Yes.
Well, I don't know. There's no trick to it. Is there something you need to do before the hallway decides to stop?
There is, but it's easier if I show you. Just follow me. And she kind
All
of
right.
leads you to one end of the hallway where, as you've been kind of looping through it, it'll like kind of get a little bit darker and then like it'll get a little bit brighter. When you guys get to the dark point, like the darker area of the hallway, Evelyn and A just start kind of like walking back and forth, like just pacing the way back and forth like a few times.
Why?
I don't understand how it works. It changes the loop or something. I don't get it.
They have to find the right line on the map.
Something like that.
break the load so that
Exactly.
so that they can speed run through it.
Yeah, I was just picturing like speedrunners who just like sort of like blur back and forth on the edge of like maps.
Exactly. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's not quite as like flipping back and forth as that much. It's more like pacing back and forth in this specific area. Eventually, though, like after they've done this a couple of times, Evelyn leads you guys kind of like backwards the way you came from. And sure enough, it seems to have worked this time, and both girls kind of give a like breathe a sigh of relief at this because the areas seem to change a little bit. Now the hallway is plastered with these posters, and it looks like an advertisement for a circus. And I'm gonna let you guys roll investigation on these ones.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fuck.
Were you ever in a circus?
She lets out another like really like annoyed groan, like not that fucking place. God. It's fine. It's fine. I know how to navigate this place better. We can hopefully avoid it. Better avoid it this time.
Avoid what?
Um, the the circus. It's well, it's I'd rather not talk about that. It's one of the areas in here.
Hmm.
I
Well.
and let me see what you guys rolled. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna
Oh
say
wait, 4. It was an investigation, right?
yeah, it's investigation.
Oh, that should be 26 instead.
Okay, well, anyway, I think you all get this. It's not that hard to notice. So yeah, you see on the
Mm-hmm.
posters, it's kind of advertising like different acts in the circus. But in like the middle of it, it was a bit hard to see at first because like the posters are kind of like faded. Some are even like kind of water damaged. Oddly enough, like the colors are running a bit. But you can see in the center that it's that's definitely a picture of Evelyn, and she's listed as the star attraction of this supposed circus.
Don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I think regardless of whether you want to talk about it, we may yet encounter it. Will it be better if we are informed prior?
Well, it's less about what's at the circus and kind of more what happened the last time we were there. And Evelyn's kind of like crossing her arms and like not looking at A. Uh, like she really doesn't want to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Um, I think A kind of like glances over and says, if you don't want to, is it okay if I tell them? And Evelyn just kind of sighs and says, like, do whatever you want. Well, remember when I told you that the Prince of Gourds would show me these like theater show things that would kind of tell me, I guess, the backstory or about the past of all the other girls?
Yes, I do recall you mentioning that.
Well, circus was where he showed me Evelyn's I guess theater show. It's where I learned
Mm.
more about her, and well, after I saw the theater show, she, or I guess it would have been one of the fragments. She's kind of like stumbling over her words a bit until um Evelyn just like kind of cuts through it and says, "I tried to kill her. There. It's been said. It's out in the open. I tried to kill her. I've stopped doing that, but it happened. So there you have it."
Oh, is that all?
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad you're on better terms.
I'm trying, at least. I realize that being angry at her won't really solve any of our problems.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, I realize I had a few things I need to apologize to her for as well, so we're trying to make it work, right? And Evelyn just kind of nods.
Good. I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad the two of you have made some progress.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody might try and do something if we end up in this circus.
Wouldn't surprise me, it'd be just our luck if it did. But I'll try to avoid it. Like I said, I've gotten better at navigating this place.
Hmm.
Trust me, we've skipped past a lot of the worst rooms. If I weren't leading you, we'd probably have ended up in the blood hallway by now.
Ooh, festive.
Azumi's brows just shoot right up, and I can't tell if it's out of amusement or out of surprise.
Yeah, it kind of responds like, that's not exactly how I describe it. It's, gross, I guess would be one word.
Hmm.
Blood tends to be, yes.
Professor's giving me a mood of just like, yeah, the blood hallway. We've all seen it.
Your experiences are not universal.
They are not.
All right. We've been going for a little bit. Do you guys want to take a brief break to get more water and stuff before we continue?
Sure.
Yes, please.
All right.
Please.
I'm gonna pause the recording, and we are back. Uh, so yeah, as you guys are going down the hallway, you find the double doors again. This time they do unlock, so it seems that you have managed to solve the looping hallway, which both of the girls seem pretty relieved by.
Much to work.
Yeah.
Exploited the bug.
Yeah, full disclosure, like, their irritation with this puzzle is, like, directly stemming from mine, because, like, even in the walkthrough for this puzzle, like, I could never fully understand, like, how it's supposed to work, or I don't know if it was, like, badly programmed or what, but,
Oh.
Aw.
yeah. But yeah, so yeah, you guys enter a new area. This one seems like especially run down. There's a lot of like rotting wood making up the walls. The floors are kind of damp. There's like a bit of like gross mossy water on the floor.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Fortunately, it's not. The water isn't quite as high as it was in Lyra's area. You just kind of get your shoes a little bit wet and gross.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. As you guys are going through this area, you see a form sort of huddled like on the ground, like off to the side, sort of, and you see it's another Evelyn, another one of the fragments, presumably. This one looks quite a bit quite different from the one who's been traveling with you, in the sense that she seems a lot more meek, and she's kind of like curled up with like her head on her knees. You can't really see her face, and she's just sort of like quietly mumbling to herself.
Evelyn?
The one that's with you sort of mutters like don't bother with that one. They don't usually have anything very substantial to say.
It's not very nice.
But yeah, Prof, do you like crouch down to like kind of listen, regardless of what the other Evelyn says?
Yeah, he's gonna get a little closer and see if he can make out what they're saying, at least.
Yeah, so yeah, she's kind of mumbling, it's over. It'll all be over for us soon. It's all done for us. We're just kind of like mumbling that mantra over and over to herself.
Hmm. What do you think that, dear?
She and like lets out like a very empty little laugh and says, it it always does. It always has to end in tragedy for us. That's how it always works.
Hmm.
And I think A kind of chimes in and says, it'll be okay. Once we get rid of the pensive guards, um, it's not going to change anything. Even if we escape this one, sooner or later, the ones outside, they'll realize that we're a lost cause. They have to eventually, and when they do, they'll put us back in the room again and maybe they'll lock the door this time. Who knows? They're better off forgetting us.
We're not going to do that. As a matter of fact, we'd like to make sure that nobody does that ever again.
Yeah, I made a promise not to forget you, Evelyn. Don't you remember? I think A kind of like crouches down a little bit and pats this one on the head. And she kind of leans into the pat a little. She's still kind of like muttering to herself, but she seems to like relax ever so slightly.
Mhm.
Aww.
Aww. Meanwhile, the angry Evelyn, who's been traveling with you guys, kind of like tapping her foot somewhat impatiently, waiting for you guys to finish up with this.
Calm down. All right, well, you just hang on, and you'll see. And he'll stand up and move to keep going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think A will stand up and follow you guys. And Evelyn, yeah. Oh,
Sorry. Crystal
you say?
is not happy with this course of action. Just the
Mm-hmm.
we're just leaving her here.
There are dozens of us, maybe even hundreds. We can't stop for every single one of us.
Why not?
Look, you wanted to track down that girl Angelique, right? If we don't make haste, she's just going to get even further ahead of us. Besides, those ones aren't worth our time. They're no matter what you say to them, they're always hopeless.
I would be careful about what you say about yourself, quite honestly.
It's just another fragment of us, just another piece.
It's still you.
Yes.
Oh, I think she's got a point. Evelyn, dear, would you like to come with us?
There's no point to it. It wouldn't change anything, not for us. It's all hopeless.
Well,
Suiting
if
me.
both options. Yes, dear. Yes, well, if both options are uh, equally pointless, then can't be any harm coming with us, can it?
It's only pointless if you give up.
Look, when I said that all she can do is feel hopeless, I meant it literally. Like I said, we're all pieces of her. Each one of us can only really feel one thing. Is that why you're angry all the time? A says so very innocently.
What fucking guy!
Evelyn just kind of like glances away from her, and she's like just kind of like scowling, like that's one way of putting it, I guess.
Professor just sort of mumbles to himself, like, It's like certain types of fairies. They're only big enough to hold one emotion at a time.
Oh, sorry. I think Azumi is doing that like really like small smile because that was really funny.
I think that's like Tinkerbell lore. Like,
Oh, it absolutely is. I think it even typed up like, oh, I think I know that story. Does that mean to help you, we just need to believe harder? And Evelyn Evelyn actually, like, Evelyn kind of let out a little snort of laughter at that. I think
I
that,
suppose it might not be too far off, considering that mentality can go a long way to overcoming things.
especially in a place like this.
mm-hmm. Actually, real quick, in response to A's comment, I think Evelyn kind of mutters under her breath, like, I really envy your innocence sometimes.
Hmm. Well, she's got a point.
Look, whatever you want to say, save it for the core one. We, like I said, we're just fragments. Whatever you like, we're all pieces of that one. If you want to say something to her, then it'll have more meaning, I guess.
Yeah, well, it doesn't mean we have to ignore all the ones along the way. We can at least say hello and offer to come along with us, at the very least.
Right. I think the one that's on the ground kind of mutters like, "It's okay. I don't want to slow you down, but thank you anyway. It even if it won't change anything, I don't hear kind words very often."
Well, hopefully we can change that.
Mm-hmm.
Professor's gonna look to Crystal and Azumi because, like, they are the reason he, like, tried again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There is a point in like it saving it for the core Evelyn.
Mm-hmm.
But like Azumi is handing me a fucking ramble on masks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm keeping him like scruffed for now.
Mm-hmm.
I think someone like Crystal is right on that edge of like she doesn't want to leave, like she really doesn't want to leave someone here alone. And she's really not liking the talk of they're just pieces of like they're not important kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So she might need, but she's also she's also able to understand, that they're going to be able to make more of a difference with the core one, and they are on a bit of a time crunch. She might need a little bit of a nudge to get moving again.
I think in that case, what Azumi's going to do is that I think what he ends up saying is as he's like stepping like past this, he's going to say, well, fragments or not, you can't exist without all of them. So I think it still would be in your best interest to be kind to yourself. And yeah.
Yeah.
I think to Crystal, Professor is just going to stand up, and to her, just kind of softly say, like, triage.
Right. No. You're right. We need to prioritize. I hate it. Really hate it, but you're right.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna stop moving.
Yeah. It sucks, but there's a reason they have it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think the Evelyn on the ground just kind of like waves to you guys as you leave, and then just kind of, she's not curled up anymore, but she kind of like leans her back against the wall and sort of just stares off into space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're moving again.
Hey. All right. So as you guys are going, let's roll another perception. It's been a little while since we've done one of those.
Make sure we're in the right channel.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow, Evelyn did pretty well too. All right. So I'm gonna say I think everyone but A probably got this. So the world around you kind of goes dark again as you head further down this passageway, and you can feel it sort of shifting again. The rotted wood and like mossy water under your feet turns to cobblestone, and in the distance you can see like some colorful lights, and you can hear some sort of calliope music. Yep. And Evelyn hears this, and she immediately turns around and says, "Nope, not doing that. Come on, we'll find another way through."
Is there another way?
If there isn't, I'll find one. I'll carve a path if I have to. She's gonna keep going.
Evelyn, don't be impractical.
Look, it's fine. It's just one path. Like I said, it's constantly shifting around here. It's not like it's going to. And as you guys are heading in the opposite direction, you see those lights once again, and you hear the climbing music coming from that direction. You were definitely walking in like the opposite direction of it, and yet here it is.
It seems like we don't really have a choice.
I think Evelyn probably she kind of turns around a couple of times trying to get away from it. I think at one point she runs the other direction and you guys just see her loop back towards you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Until eventually just kind of covers her face and does a really frustrated yell into her hands.
All right. Well, let's get it over with.
It doesn't really seem like we have much of a choice. When we ever had a choice? Fine, okay, just maybe don't get too close to me, just in case, I don't know, something happens in there, alright?
If you say so. Would you like to take the lead then in that case?
She nods and she'll take the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a sec to drink some water, because I got a whole bit coming up. Ugh.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah. Alright, let's see here. So, yeah, so you guys, you approach where the colorful lights are, and sure enough, there is indeed a circus up ahead. Big circus tent. You can see the opening. Evelyn's gonna head in first. You guys can follow after her. In the middle, there is indeed one of those big the big circus ring. And in the stands, you can see there are more of those shadows watching. They aren't doing anything. They don't really turn to look at you guys. Don't seem hostile. They're just kind of watching whatever's in the center ring. And what is in the center of the ring? Let me grab this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Uh,
Alright, gonna scopo that just to be safe. Alright, yeah, you guys see this sitting in the middle of the ring.
Ah.
oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Has a resemblance to Evelyn?
Not exactly. The hair's a lot shorter on this one. And
Okay.
A pipes up and says, I think I remember that doll from last time. it didn't really do much. It just kind of sometimes I find it sitting in a room and then it disappeared like it could move.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It doesn't really. The hair color was throwing me off because it is kind of a pale blonde.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
All right. Well,
Well, that's not exactly an obstacle unless it does something when we walk in. So let me go first.
mm,
All right.
I don't like this.
And so Evelyn steps forward, and the moment she does, the lights go dark, and a spotlight appears like directly above her. And you guys
mhm,
hear a very like gleeful sort of giggling coming from the direction of the doll, as the spotlight appears on it as well, and the doll sort of melts into shadows, and then the shadows reform into a larger form. And you guys, hang on, that's not the right one. Grab this here. So yeah, you guys see this person appear in the middle of the ring.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Uh, yeah, and she kind of like does a little pose, like throws some confetti, and there's cheering from the shadows around here. And she says, thank you, welcome everybody. I know we're all excited to see the return of our star attraction. Everyone give a hand for Evelyn. And she kind of gestures towards Evelyn, who is kind of like looking around, like kind of like somewhat panicked, very much on the defensive. She's kind of brandishing her scissors, like brandishing her scissors out.
mm. Professor will stay close to Evelyn. He has a reaction he can do if an attack targets her.
All right, definitely a good idea. Hang on.
Well, hello.
Oh, ooh, you brought friends along. Hi, hi, nice to meet you. I'm, oh, do I have a name? No, he doesn't bother to give me, oh well, just call me, ooh, Avril. Avril sounds nice. You can call me Avril.
All right, Avril. What's the plan for today?
Well, like I said, I'm here to welcome Evelyn back. She's been gone for such a long time. But this is where she's meant to be. And Evelyn kind of responds with like, "What in the hell are you talking about? I don't want to be here." Oh, I'm sure you don't want to be here, but like I said, this is where you're supposed to be. I mean, it's better that you're in here than not being out there causing more trouble.
Oh, fuck. Azumi wants to stab again.
Ah, I'm like, I'm trying to get words for what Crystal wants to say right now, and all I'm getting is like anger, and I'm like, yeah, thank you. That's not helpful.
Hmm.
I think A kind of chimes in like, "Oh, what do you mean she's supposed to be here?" Well, she's more. Well, it's better for everybody if she's in here, isn't it? I mean, it'd be better for you. What has ever happened? Like when she's out there causing problems, like messing up your life and everyone else's lives.
I
And
think your view on the situation is a bit skewed.
really, I don't think so. I think Evelyn here is the one who's got the skewed view. I think she could be something other than what she is.
Oh, she definitely can.
Well, and what she is fine, so.
Who exactly are you to say what she can and can't do?
Well, I'm nobody really, nobody that important. Master just kind of left me here because he didn't really want to deal with her himself. he prefers to just kind of watch your antics. He thinks you're so funny, you know. I mean, watching the others kind of running around like crazy was fun enough, but you, oh, he's always adored your performances.
Right. Well, if you're not important, then maybe you can shove off.
Hang on, I'm trying to find this. Yeah, I think Evelyn, she's gone kind of quiet this whole time, but she kind of like meekly says, like, "You don't. I'm not just." And I think A finally like calls out like, um, "Listen, if this is about how Evelyn used to act, then she's trying to move past that. Oh, she can try all she wants, but it's not gonna work. I mean, didn't that therapist fella that you were talking to at the hospital? He said something about this, didn't he? About how everybody has a role in the system and shut the hell up." And I think
All
Evelyn's
right.
gonna throw one of her let's see, do an attack roll to throw one of her scissors. Here it is. Oh no, that's a nat one, which is unfortunately
Ooh.
rather fitting.
Mm.
I think the jester just kind of like cartwheels out of the way, and the audience cheers at that.
Someone stop Azumi.
Uh,
He's going to cast Tasha's Mind Whip
Ooh, yeah.
on the jester.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's an intelligence save.
Alright, let me grab her stat block. Intelligence save. Alrighty. Yeah, was that a...
I need to double check Tasha's Mind Whip.
Okay, there it
Hang on.
is.
it is an intelligence saving throw.
Alrighty. Oh wow, that is a 19.
Here, I've got the spell.
Yeah, that does. A 19 will pass, but it's less getting it to work and more trying to get the attention on him.
Mm-hmm.
I think what he does, he kind of like readjusts the glove that's on his left hand,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, also casually, "A lesson in showmanship, my friend. You should really know when to stop a performance because this is absolute garbage."
Well,
Ladies and gentlemen, and he's
yeah.
acting as loud as he can, addressing the crowd as he steps forward into the ring and he says, "This show is being taken over."
Ooh, so you want to play too? Well, okay, I guess I can work with that. And she snaps her fingers, and a pair of shadows, which look to be a decent bit like larger and stronger than the ones you previously fought, appear behind her. And she just kind of smiles at you and says, like, "All right, let the show begin then." And let's all roll initiative.
All right.
Cool. I know what Crystal is handing me, and I have no idea if it's gonna work, but it will be funny.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you hadn't have cast that Tasha's Mind Whip, I had something else that she was planning on casting. We'll see. But it might not work, is the thing.
I assume A and Koro are gonna skitter off.
Oh, absolutely, as they
They're in the
always do.
Koro is protecting her. Being
Cora's
a
like
good
sitting,
dog.
like laying across her lap, like, "No, stay here."
Okay, where's yours? Okay. Alright, I believe that's all of us, so let me get the turn order in order. And again, the two shadows are going to share their initiative just for the sake of simplicity, because there are quite a few people here. Alright. Alrighty. Here is our turn order. Let me just update this one. Alright. So, first in the order is Crystal.
Cool. All right. I'm just going with what Crystal's impulse is here. Even though I'm like skeptical if it's going to work or not. She's going to cast banishment on Avril.
Oh, interesting. Alright, is that... I have to make a save for that one?
Yeah, charisma saving throw.
Charisma saving throw. Alrighty. Unfortunately, she is pretty good at that, so...
Yeah, figured.
Yeah. That is a 23.
Okay. That's not gonna work.
I think she kind of like sticks her tongue out at you playfully and is like, "No, silly, we can't just end the show when it's just begun."
Yeah, well, that's pretty much all she can do, so the only thing else I'll do is use her movement to sort of position herself so that she's, like, not within range of, like, she's staying at range of the enemy, but also trying to remain within 30 feet of her teammates.
Makes sense. So, like, you're not in melee range of any of the enemies then, or
No, she will not be. But she's probably will be within 30 feet of them, just, yeah, she's trying to get that balance between, like, being out of range and being close enough to assist.
Gotcha. We'll say she's about 30 feet away from the enemies then.
Yep.
Alright, next in the order is Azumi.
Is Avril within 30 feet?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. Zumi's charging towards it. Well, first he's lighting the flame tongue again. So bonus action for that. Gonna charge in and then just go toe to toe with Avril.
Alrighty. Roll it.
You have a bardic inspiration.
That is true.
I'm gonna use that. How much was it? A D10?
Yes, that's right.
Yes, that will hit. Roll your damage.
Okie doke. I kept losing track of my dice, so that's 16 total.
16 total. Alrighty.
When he strikes, he just kind of like goes straight for like the stab. Out of curiosity, is she like stuffing or like?
Yes, actually. Yeah, no, you stab her in the chest and a bit of stuffing comes out. It's really surreal because like she looks human, but like when you stab her, it's like the part where you stab like looks a bit more fabricy. It's kind of surreal.
It's a little, probably like it would be unsettling were this not Azumi.
Right? Yeah. Alright, so you said there was 16 damage total?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Alright, anything else?
Well, you used his bonus action to light it, so I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say even though she's just got stabbed, like she's still grinning at you, like this is just like a fun game you guys are playing. She doesn't even seem to like feel like wince in pain at the stab.
Mm.
All right. Next in the order is Evelyn, and she's gonna target. I'm gonna say shadow number 1. She's gonna go for that. All
Are
right.
there 3 shadows?
2. There's 2 shadows and
2.
and Avril.
Got it.
Yep. Alrighty. Alright, that is a hit. Very nice. So, fortunately, her damage is somewhat reduced because it resists normal piercing, but let's see this. Hang on, where to put that? Okay, here we go. Alright, that is 5 damage to shadow number 1. And for the sake of like movement and whatnot, she's now within melee range of shadow number 1. Yeah, that's about all she can do for her turn there. Next up is Professor.
Okay. He is gonna she's probably still within 30 feet of him, so he's not gonna move. He's going to cast slow on oh wait, can I do it on multiple targets? Hang on. Up
Let
to
me pull it
6
up for you.
creatures of my choice in a 40-foot cube within range. Okay, so how many of these I want to get Avril for sure. Can I also get one of the
Yeah, I'm gonna say
shadows?
yes. You can get one of the shadows with that.
But not both.
Yeah, just one of them.
Got it. All right, I'll do which one did Evelyn go after? Like one on the left or the right?
The one on the left. That's shadow number 1.
Okay. He'll probably do. Let's see, she's already engaged with that one. Which one did Azumi go after?
You went straight for Avril.
Oh, that's right.
Mhm.
Okay. In that case, Professor is gonna do Avril and the one on the right, which hasn't been targeted by anything yet, I don't think. So you have to do a wisdom saving throw, please, for both of them.
Alrighty. Wisdom. Let's see. Alright, that is an 8 for the shadow. And
That will not save.
yep. Oh, that's a nat 1
Oh. All right. Take all those penalties.
Alright, get slowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get another wisdom save at the end of each of their turns.
Alrighty.
And let's
Azumi in
see.
my head literally just went, I am going to fucking kill you.
Let's see. Trying to figure out what he's going to do for Bardic Inspiration because he wants to give Evelyn Bardic Inspiration, but I am not.
Yeah.
Make a bad joke. Make a bad joke.
I was gonna say if you want to also give her a little encouragement to kind of combat like what Avril's been saying about her.
Hmm. Um. mhm. All right, come on, Evelyn. You've got a lot more personality than this clown.
Nice.
Got it. Okay.
And that's my turn.
Very nice. All right, then we are onto the shadows. So we got one who is slowed. So let's see. So it can only do an action or a bonus action. So it's going to take a swing at Evelyn since she's in melee range. That's about all it can do.
The
Oh, I thought that was the one. I thought the one that was slowed was not the one.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
That was number 2.
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, shadow number 2 isn't really in range of anyone. I think it's gonna. Let's see. Yeah, where's the speed for this guy? Okay, so yeah, its speed is cut in half, so it can only do 20 feet in this round. So I think it's just gonna kind of shamble in the direction of Prof, but it can't quite get there. It's about 10 feet away from him now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, shadow number 1, on the other hand, is going to attack Evelyn now. So. All right, and yes, that does beat her armor class. So let's see what the damage is.
Oh, I can do my reaction thing.
Ooh, what you got?
So since I am within 30 feet of Evelyn, I'm going to use my item, the daisy flower pin. If the Hang on, let me put the description in here. If the wearer sees somebody, a child or character below the age of maturity for the race, within 30 feet being targeted by an attack, I can use a reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack, or advantage on the saving throw, whichever is relevant. And the wearer then gets advantage on their next attack. So that's me.
Ooh, very nice. Okay, so yeah, I'll roll the attack once more. See how that turns out.
Ah!
I rolled even higher. Oh, sorry, Prof.
Yeah. Well, you could take the 17 because it is
Yeah, that's a lower one.
disadvantage, not a reroll. Yeah.
Yeah, it's either way. So since that didn't work, but you still get your advantage on your next attack, yeah?
Pretty sure. That's what it looks
Yes.
like.
Yeah, just want to double check. All right. So yes, unfortunately, she is going to be taking a bit of damage. So she takes that much.
No, she doesn't, because Crystal is also within 30 feet of her, and her ward, arcane ward, is going to take the 8 damage instead.
Ooh, very nice. Nicely done, Crystal.
It's just like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
Alright, I gotta look at this because so you absorb the damage, but the shadow has another ability where when it hits, it will reduce the target's strength score by 1d4.
Oh shit.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So it did make contact, so as DM, I'm gonna rule that unfortunately it still gets that effect because it's not damage. So.
Yeah,
Alright.
that's fair.
Alright, so her strength is reduced by 3, unfortunately.
Oh, that's awful.
Oof.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oof.
Yep.
Don't you just love shadows?
Yeah. When they
This
manage
is-
to hit,
They're an interesting enemy.
they sure are.
I think this was like one of the first like stat blocks I used in Bash too. So
I believe so, yeah. Alright, so that is the Shadow's turn, which leads us to Avril. So she is slowed. Let me double check for spell casting. So just roll a d20, and if it's an 11 or higher, it won't take effect until next turn. Alright, so just a straight d20. Alright. Ooh, that is a 3. So yeah, that spell, so it just straight up does not work. Use its action. If it
Yeah,
can't
so you
spell
either
casted,
take Yeah, you either take 2 turns to do a whole spell, or you just get nothing.
Right. So yeah, you hear her starting. Yeah. So yeah, you see her casting vicious mockery at Evelyn. Presumably, she was gonna say some more hurtful stuff to her, but the words are coming out so slowly that like it's basically completely unintelligible what she's saying. Evelyn just kind of gives her a very confused look and then shrugs it off and goes back to the shadow she's fighting.
Sorry, I think Azumi wants to mock her back. Give me a second to remember to use this.
In the meantime, I gotta roll wisdom saves again for the shadow and for Avril for slow. So let me check it again. See how we save. Oh my god, the shadow got a nat 20.
Whoop.
So does that beat it?
Oh, absolutely, yes. A nat 20 will do it.
Right on. And let me see what Avril gets. Okay.
Well, it was only Avril and the one shadow.
Yes. And she got a dirty 20, so
That dirty 20 will also pass.
Yeah. I think she she finishes saying like what she was saying for the vicious mockery, like as she finishes it up, she like breaks out of it, realizes that nobody understood a word she said, and kind of like pouts a little.
Oh, dear audience, seems a little Jester is off her A game.
I think the audience is roaring with laughter now. Like you're kind of getting them on your side now.
He's quite the charmer, I guess.
Heck yeah. They don't call him the Detective Prince for nothing.
This is true.
All right, so we are back at the top of the order. Crystal, it is your turn.
Yeah, alright. I think what she's going to do is, I think she is going to cast Tasha's Mind Whip at, oh no, wait, hang on a second. The creature moved 20 feet, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
So it would not be within 30 feet of Avril now, would it?
It is getting closer, so yeah, it moved out of range. There is still shadow number 1, which is like hasn't moved at all.
And that one's within 30 feet of Avril?
Yes it is.
Alright, then yeah, I'm gonna cast Tasha's Mind Whip at 3rd level so that it will target both Avril and the and that shadow creature with it. So they need to both make intelligence saving throws.
Alright, let's do the shadow first. That is an unnatural 1, folks. These things are not very smart.
Himbos.
Oh no! We cannot let that spread outside of Bash. And let me get Avril's roll. That is a 7. I
Nope,
assume
that'll
that's not
also
passed.
fail. Nice, hold on. I'm rolling damage first. Dang, okay, pretty good. So 15 psychic damage they'll both take.
15 psychic damage, very nice.
And moreover, it can't take a reaction until the end of its next turn, and on its next turn must choose whether it gets a move, an action, or a bonus action. Only gets one of the 3.
Alrighty.
I can post it in the chat.
Okay. So it's 15.
How do you do the Avery spell thing?
Exclamation spell and then the name of the spell.
Sorry, you guys all talked over the top of each other. Can you say again?
Okay, I'll do it. It's exclamation mark spell and then space and then the name of the spell.
Cool.
Tasha's Mind Whip is in the Cauldron of Everything, right? Or Xanthars.
Yes.
Yeah, one of those supplement
I think
ones.
so.
It might not pop up unless you have D&D Beyond connected, but
No, I won't. Okay, I'll just I'll just copy it.
Hang on, I got it. Because I do have my account connected. I forgot the L in spell.
take the L, I guess.
Tasha.
Yeah, someone took the L. Hold on. There we
Yeah.
go.
Cool. Yep.
Yeah, so both of them failed, so both of them are going to have to decide whether they pick one of those. All right. Anything else for your
Yep.
turn,
And
Crystal?
that's her turn.
Wonderful.
Nah. Just that's it.
All right. Yeah, shadow number 1 definitely looks like it's not doing so great. And Everill's like taking a decent bit of damage as well, so that's good news. Azumi, you are up. You are right in Everill's face. What do you want to do?
I don't think you can offhand with a spell, but he wants to be really, really petty, is the thing.
I think you should be really, really petty.
Alright, I need to check this spell real quick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a cantrip. Okay, yeah, no. I think what he's going to say is, you know, for a jester, you aren't really that funny. And he's going to cast Vicious Mockery. And I need a wisdom save.
Oh boy.
Avril.
13.
Does not pass.
Get it! Get her!
7 psychic damage, plus you have disadvantage on the next attack roll you make before the end of your next turn.
Alrighty.
Grins and says, and that's how you use Vicious Mockery.
Yeah, I think that insult to injury, the audience is kind of like booing Avril and like throwing a couple of like Rotten Tomatoes in her direction.
Guy!
Yeah.
Professor is grinning. He loves this little show that Azumi's putting on.
Yeah, I think off to the side, A has definitely been cheering you guys on.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, so that's your turn. Evelyn is up next. All right, still feeling a bit woozy from that strength draining attack, unfortunately. Let me double check. Okay, yeah, it's based on dex, so she should be fine. So yeah. All right, 16. That will hit the shadow. Hold on, what was her? Okay, here it is. Alright, unfortunately it's minimum damage, but she still manages to do a couple points of damage, slowly whittling away at shadow number 1. I think every so often she when Azumi made that that comment at Avril, she keeps occasionally kind of glancing in Azumi's direction. It's a bit hard to read her expression in the heat of battle and whatnot. There's definitely there's definitely a lot of confusion there. I cannot stress enough how she's very much not used to this.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Is that my turn then?
That is your turn. Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Since Professor has advantage on this attack, he's going to take a very specific sword
Mm-hmm.
out of his pocket. Audience will recognize this as the Sword of Infinite Lore.
Mm-hmm.
Nara!
Yay! Roar!
Because it does the most damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So to hit, he's gonna go up to the shadow on the right, which I don't think has been hit by anything except slow.
Yeah, it has not.
Which it broke. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. We're gonna get We'll see if that hits.
Mm-hmm.
The advantage might not have helped much. All right. This is does a 15 hit?
Yes, it does.
Thank goodness.
And
Okay.
this is magical slashing.
It is magical.
Alright.
It is slashing. Yes. Let me roll damage.
All right, so no resistance from this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 13.
All right, 13 damage.
That's max damage.
Yeah, very nice.
Nice.
Eee.
All right, that took a pretty big chunk out of it.
Mm-hmm. And let's see. Did this one get mind whipped or not?
I think shadow number 1 because
No.
2 moved out of the way to get closer to Prof.
Okay. In that case, he's going to use his race features use of Misty Step to hop back out of melee range of this thing again.
Ooh, nicely done. And since it's teleporting, it does not provoke any opportunity attacks. Very smart of you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So yeah, he would have used his movement to get up there. So now he's back again, and that's his turn.
All right. And how far away from the shadow do you teleport?
Well, if melee range is 5 feet, then an additional 30, so 35 total?
Okay, 35 feet away. All right, and that your turn?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Okay, so it is the Shadow's turn now. Unfortunately, they have 40 feet of movement, and since this one was not slowed or mind whipped, this one is going to come after you. I'm going to roll them in order, though, so I'll do Shadow number 1. All it can do this turn is pick one thing to do, so it's going to attack Evelyn. All right, so that's...
Can I use my reaction again?
You haven't used that this round yet, right?
I don't think so.
Right, yeah. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so it'll be
roll it
disadvantage then? All
Yep.
right. Okay. All right, so that is shadow number 1. So that is 17. Unfortunately, that will hit Evelyn.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, let's get this. Quick question, Crystal. Your arcane ward, is that still up? Does that still have like? Because it's basically like a certain number of hit points it can take before it breaks, right?
Yeah, I can use it. I'm debating on whether to use it because it does take my reaction, and I think unfortunately might hold on to that this turn because I kind of want to have that up for Evelyn.
Well, Evelyn
Sorry,
is
not
Evelyn.
Evelyn, not for
yeah, Evelyn's getting attacked. No, Evelyn's getting attacked right now. I haven't gotten to Prof yet because it's shadow number 1's attack.
yeah. But for what Avril has in mind, but
Ah.
Okay. Well, it's up to you. I just wanted to make sure.
no, okay. I think if it's Evelyn getting hit, yeah, it will take that damage again. Yeah.
All right. So that is 10 damage. You still got points on the. I think it's done 18 so far on the arcane ward.
Yeah. Hold on, it should be up still because it had a lot.
Okay.
10 points. Yeah, it's still got 3 points left.
All right. Very nice. So yeah, so this thing once again strikes at Evelyn. The arcane ward reduces the damage. Unfortunately, she still will get some strength drained. Let's see. All right. Well, it's a little less than last time at the very least. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, she hasn't taken any damage, so the good news is she's not cracked. The bad news is this is starting to take its toll on her a bit. She's looking like pretty, not quite exhausted, but like she's definitely looking a lot weaker. Like her arm holding the scissors is kind of shaking a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and now for shadow number 2 is going to attack the professor.
Mm-hmm.
All right, does a 17 hit?
I think so. Yeah, meets it.
Alrighty then. Let's roll that damage. Alright, Prof, take 8 necrotic damage.
Okay.
Alrighty. So that is its turn. That's the shadows are done. Now we move on to Avril again. She is once again going to try a vicious mockery at Evelyn. I believe. Let me check. Tossing my note again. Move action or bonus action. So only one, but can't take a reaction. So yeah, it should still be normal. Able to cast a spell normally.
Yeah.
So,
She just can only do one thing.
Exactly. So Evelyn's going to make a wisdom save. It's actually fairly decent wisdom.
Evelyn has the bard.
Oh,
Right as I said that.
No, she's going to add the bardic to that one. So that was a D10.
Yay. Yes.
All right. $13. Let me check if that beats it. 15. Unfortunately, the DC was a little bit higher, so unfortunately, this the one is going to hit her.
Mm.
All right. What she's going to say this. All right. All right. I think she says, you know I'm still right, though. The only reason they're defending you is because they don't know you. You don't know about all the stuff you did. All the tantrums you threw, all the times you destroyed rooms and flipped tables and tore books apart. All just because you couldn't handle, a little bit of noise, a few people staring at you. Alright, and I'm gonna roll the damage on this one. Grab this. Alright.
Well, I'm sorry, dear, but you don't know anything about us. I mean, I put up with him.
Oh, that is true.
I think I can handle Evelyn.
Azumi was about to be like, hey, no, but hey.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Hang on, there's like a very specific image I'm looking for.
well, every time that well, unfortunately, your words don't quite help very much because while that was only 8 damage total, that was still max damage on both the dice. So you see a few cracks are starting to form on Evelyn's body. She's still holding together, but that one like definitely hit her pretty hard, judging by like how like the expression on her face.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's kind of like clutching at her head for a moment as she's like quite literally trying to hold herself together.
Yeah, that was the reactions we had. It's like, no, but hey. Can I have him say another thing?
Oh, please do, please do. Talking is a reaction after all.
Like, oh, would you look at that, dear audience? It seems a certain someone is too dumb to know how to handle someone else's neurodivergence.
Ooh.
Ooh. Yes, you're absolutely getting the ooh from the audience.
Professor joins in.
All right, and now we are back at the top of the turn order. Crystal, you are up.
Yeah, I think Crystal's gonna do something slightly dumb.
Oh boy, my favorite.
She is going to use her movement to get within touch range of Evelyn.
Oh.
Ooh.
And she is going to cast on her protection from good and evil.
Ooh, interesting. Let me pull that one up for us. Alrighty.
Eh.
Okay, so they protect against certain types of creatures, which, let me double check on the shadows. I believe, yes, they count as undead, so this will protect her from the shadow.
Mm.
So yeah, creatures of that type will have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target, and the target cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. Alrighty.
Yeah, I think she will also like say kind of quietly to Evelyn, like this won't have any sort of like effect other than like flavor wise, but just you're alright. Just hold on a little bit longer.
She kind of gives her a shaky nod in response. Alright, anything else for your turn?
First, well, she will use whatever is left of her movement to get a little bit out of range. No, actually, I don't. Yeah, because she wouldn't have been in melee range of the creature because she would have come up from an angle that meant that she would have stayed out of melee range of it.
Yeah.
But she's still pretty close. I don't know if she used up her whole movement to get to Evelyn or not.
Right.
So I will leave that to you.
Yeah, I will say if you did stick by, because Evelyn does have a sneak attack if she had an ally nearby. She hasn't been able to use that currently because she doesn't have advantage on attack, as far as I'm aware. So up to you.
Well,
If you
we
wanna,
could. Yeah, I mean, like, I did say that she was trying to stay within 30 feet of people, so that probably would have been her whole movement to get up to Evelyn.
Right, so you can see like she's like directly behind Evelyn, so like it wouldn't be as easy for the shadow to attack her. Plus, like it seems like the shadow's like kind of focusing on Evelyn like first, so
Yeah, that's kind of what she expected.
right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is good. Yeah, this will be helpful. In the meantime, that's your move. Azumi, you are up. Evelyn's definitely looking a bit worse for wear. I think like you've not only like slashed her body apart and you're seeing stuffing coming out. Some of the stuffing is definitely burnt or actively on fire, possibly.
Well, yeah, he's gonna reach for his well, he's got the rapier in one hand. He's gonna grab the short sword in the other, and he's gonna attack and then bonus action offhand.
All right, nice. So two attackers. Let's roll it.
To attack. Use the short sword enough. Hang on. Oh, I forgot the multi-line. It's a 19 rapier and an 18 for the short sword.
Good news. Both of those will definitely hit her.
Yeah, baby!
Yeah.
Alright, it's gonna take a second to get all the damage rolls.
Yeah. I have a feeling this is probably going to finish her off, so. Let's see what we get.
Oh, someone help me. What type of damage is this short sword? Is it slashing?
I believe it's slashing,
Yes.
yes. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot the +1.
Oh.
Because it's a +1 short sword. It would be a floor magical slashing.
Okay, so that is, I believe, 19 total?
Yep.
Alright, you're gonna hate me. She's hanging on by 1 point.
Why does my short sword say piercing?
Huh.
Hang on.
Oh no, it is piercing, sorry. Well, it doesn't matter either way, the damage type.
Okay.
Oh, it is. Go figure.
We'll probably think of, like,
Yeah.
long swords. That might be where the confusion was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
long
it.
swords are definitely slashing. Those I use a
Yeah.
lot.
Right on.
Yeah.
Listen, it's fine. Like, how often does, like, the difference between like, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing really come up? Like,
Not a ton.
not that often.
Not in our games.
Yeah. Either way, she is hanging on by a single point, and I am so sorry. But, yeah, you have like just like ripped her to shreds, but like she is still like just giggling and smiling at you like nothing is wrong. You've like torn her body apart, but she is just happy as can be. It is so unsettling.
Oh gosh, he's handing me something to say. Give me a second to figure out what he says. I think what he ends up saying is, well, if you want to go to a circus, you better expect some clowns, but you really aren't that good at this.
Yeah, I think at this point, like, she's not even like responding, like, she's not like flinching at the insults. She's just like kind of like almost stuck in a loop, like just like laughing and smiling, like a broken toy almost.
Wow.
Yep. All right, so that was Azumi's turn. Now we move on to Evelyn. And fortunately, she has her sneak attack, so if she can land this attack, fingers crossed, might be able to finish this one off too. Alrighty. Ooh, 21. That will absolutely hit. So.
Nice.
Alright, let me grab this. Okay. Alright, so that is a total of 3d6 this time around. Very nice. Okay. 13. Let me check. Yes, that was just enough to finish off shadow number 1.
Very nice.
See, I think she just like lets out like a yell of rage, and she just like slashes this thing to bits, and it dissipates into thin air. And when she finishes, she's like kind of like breathing heavily for a few moments. It's between the damage and the strength being sapped. Like she's still hanging on there, but like she's not doing so great. So that was her move. Professor, you are up next. So yeah, we currently have shadow number 2 is still hanging in there. Avril is like on her very last legs.
Okay. Professor is going to he's close enough that he can use Misty Step from the short sword of Misty Step. And and go over to Evelyn. And that's a bonus action. So what he's gonna do is cast. Let's see, which level should I use here? Eh, yeah. Let's give a third level cure wounds.
Ooh, nice.
So that's for 14 points of wait, no, hang on. 15 points of healing.
15 points. All right, very nice.
Nice.
And then he's going to use his movement to walk back towards the second shadow and engage it again.
All right. Roll to hit.
No, he can't. He doesn't have another action, but he's just like, all right, listen, I'm the one in your space. If you're going to hit somebody, hit me.
He's not going to attack, but he's just like, square up, buddy.
Yeah, if it moves, he gets an opportunity attack because it is within his melee range.
That is true.
You're gonna get a shout from Crystal. What the hell are you doing?
She needed healing.
I think
It's not what I meant, and you know it.
I think Evelyn like kind of like listlessly mumbles like shouldn't have wasted that on me.
Disagree.
That's not the part I'm upset by. You needed the healing.
All right. In the meantime, speaking of the professor, does 17 hit?
Yes, just barely.
Alrighty. All right. So that much necrotic damage, and let me roll for your strength reduction.
Mm.
Oh, good news. It's only a 1.
All right, 7 damage, strength. Let's see, right now it's that. Now it's going to be this. All right, got it.
God, I'm like trying to figure out fucking like math for stats. It's only like when it's an even number it actually changes the mod, right?
Oh, well, I mean, if you're asking me what changed for me, yes, my strength modifier has gone down because I went from a 12 with a strength bonus of 1 to an 11 with a strength bonus of 0.
Rip Roth.
That's fine. It's not his strong suit anyway.
All right. So yeah, now we are on Avril's turn. Let's see. What should I do with you? All right. I think like she's so messed up at this point that like she's just gonna like she takes out like a dagger like you would use for like a knife throwing act, and she's just gonna like swing at Azumi with it. So let's see here.
It'd be really funny if it missed.
Run!
Oh my
goodness.
I mean, I run it into existence.
What?
You're too powerful, Abby. You made this happen.
Manifested.
But yeah, I think she's like just like jittering and stuttering, like again, like a broken toy. That like she takes a swing, but she's like just shaking around so much that it misses completely. I think Izumi just like leans out of the way, like so casually.
Oh, too slow.
All right, and we are back up to the top of the turn order. Crystal, your move.
All right. We still got the shadow monster that Prof's facing And Avril, okay. Azumi has that covered. So, how's the one that Prof's against looking?
It is just slightly above bloodied, so not quite there yet.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what to use.
Yeah, he hasn't hit it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of kept it occupied.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I think she's gonna use Ray of Frost to hit it. So that's a ranged spell attack.
Mm-hmm. All right, roll it.
How's a 21?
That will definitely hit it.
Alright, and that's a... Oh, cool. 2d8.
And that is
Where's
cold
my
damage.
D8? Yes, that is cold damage.
Unfortunately, it is resistant, so this will be at a half. But damage is damage,
Fair enough.
so yeah.
Alright, so that'll be 3 points of cold damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Yeah, I actually like to do the round up rule for when it's half damage, so I'll say it's 4 damage.
Alright.
Yeah. Alright. So good news, it's bloodied now, so you're making some decent progress. Well, I say bloodied, but shadows can't really bleed. I think it's like sort of amorphous form is kind of like maybe jittering a little bit more.
Frightening!
Yeah. Alright, Azumi, it is your turn. Go wild. Like I said, Afro is like one HP away from getting knocked out, so.
Alright, I'm just gonna roll that first hit.
That will definitely hit. So do you want to roll damage to see how overkill this ends up being?
Yeah, sure. I think he's striking with the...
With the
No,
what?
he's striking with the rapier. He's striking with the rapier. Yeah, sorry, I was mid-sentence changed my mind.
Fair enough, yeah.
So that's 16 total.
Very nice. Alright, how do you want to do this?
I think he kind of like leans in, like for all the showmanship he's been giving, he's been doing that polite boy smile at the audience and whatnot, being very, very charming. But he leans in close to Avril, and that smile shifts into that like very not so pleasant boy smile.
Mm-hmm. He's going feral mode.
Yeah, and he just goes, "Show's over," and just strikes right through the heart.
Ooh, nice. I think that particular line somewhere, Joker feels like, Trickster feels very satisfied and he's not sure why exactly.
For anyone who doesn't get the reference, the splash screen for Joker's all-out attack says "Show's over."
Oh, that's right. Nice.
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 I had to let Maki. Real quick, how far away is the second shadow from me?
Let's see. It's trying to think because like it and Prof have kind of like chased around a bit. I'm gonna say it might be about like 40 feet because I know it had to chase Prof down and then Prof kind of ran away and then ran back. So I'm gonna say it's 40 feet away.
Okay.
That sounds right.
Yeah, that doesn't
Yeah.
doesn't seem like I can do a lot with that.
I was gonna say, do you have your bonus action? Because rogues do have like a bonus action dash, don't they? If you want to try that.
Well, my idea was that I wanted to like get in close to like to use my bonus action to like offhand, but like
Right.
Offhand is a bonus action itself, isn't
yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's either
So I'm like,
dash or yeah.
yeah.
He's got it if you don't.
If I dash, and if I'm coming in from a different direction from where Prof is in relation to the shadow, can I flank it and potentially give an advantage like that?
Yeah. I was just about to say, I'm gonna say yes to that. You absolutely can.
All right, cool. We're doing that.
Mm-hmm. Murder sandwich time.
Fuck this one shadow in particular.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of which, okay, Evelyn's defeated her shadow. So trying to think. There's not really much she can do this time around. I think she's just gonna take the dodge action and let you guys handle it because it's like a little bit too far away from her.
Mhm.
All right, so that's gonna be yeah. Honestly, I think like after all everything that's happened, she's rather just let you guys take care of it because she's starting to feel a bit winded. So that's that. So Professor, it is your turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then he has advantage on a melee attack.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he's gonna do. It's gonna use the Sword of Infinite Lore
Mm-hmm.
to do an attack. Okay. That is a dirty 20.
That will hit.
Just put the highest one here. Okay, and then damage. Let's see. Oh, that's right. Okay, I forgot. My strength mod went down. That's actually a 19 to hit. Does it still hit?
It'll still hit, yeah.
Okay. My damage is also reduced. It is I also rolled bad. So it is just 3 magical slashing.
All right. Well, damage is damage, so
Yeah.
hey, you're chipping away at it.
Yeah. Bonus action. Well, he did two-handed, so he can't use that. He doesn't have any bonus actions he can do.
That's all right.
And he's not about to move. So that's his turn.
All right. Then it is the Shadow's turn to take a slap back at you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bitch fight.
Yeah. I'm just imagining, like, there really wouldn't be like flailing your arms like slap fight.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like
Except one of them is holding a sword. 15, does that hit?
No.
Alright, Q, whiff, hang on, let me do this.
oh my god.
Thank you. Alright. Alright, Avril is dead, so we are skipping right back up to Crystal's turn.
Yeah, she's just gonna Ray of Frosted again because she's trying to conserve spell slots right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm just gonna make another attack roll.
Mm-hmm. That will definitely hit. Ooh.
5 cold damage.
5 cold damage. Alrighty.
And yeah, its movement's still slowed for 10 feet.
Alrighty.
Not that I think that matters right now.
Yeah, it's kind of in the murder sandwich. If it tried to move, it would get stabbed multiple times. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
You.
You indeed. Speaking of getting stabbed multiple times, Azumi, your turn.
Alright, let's go. Oh, right, to clarify, I'm doing the action attack bonus action offhand.
Alrighty.
Mm.
Oh, and we're flanking, so that means I have advantage.
You get advantage, that's right.
Yes.
Yee! And you also get sneak attack if you hit.
$25 on the rapier, 20 modded 20 on the short sword.
Alright, both of those hit. Roll damage.
Alright, give me a sec, guys.
Mm-hmm. Gather all those numbers together. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Alright. Azumi, how do you want to do this?
I think he just kind of like got up there. Prof got like one slash at it, and he like kind of like following an unheard rhythm, just like makes for the attack. Almost on like pure instinct. And like when it goes down, he just kind of like straightens up and like lowers both weapons. It's just okay, I think I'm normal now.
Thank you, dear.
He was biting, he was chomping at a bit before a fight this session. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got his fight. Boy, how did he get his fight?
He sure did.
Yep. Alright, then you guys hear some applause around you as the shadows watching from the audience gradually kind of fade out of existence. Evelyn, meanwhile, somebody might want to catch her because like she's looking a little bit woozy after her strength got drained away.
I can try it, but because Crystal's still next to her, but I don't know if she's gonna help.
I think for funny, you should try first, and then the two of us can try.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want me to roll?
I guess I roll a strength check.
Yeah, alright, cool. Lol, alright.
Yeah.
Oh, that is an unnatural one, everybody.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
I mean, I think she catches her. I don't think she's like being able to hold her up.
Yeah, I think with an unnatural one, both of you kind of like go collapsing to the floor. I think like after you land, you hear a very muffled sorry from Evelyn.
Oh my god.
You break her fall, but that's it.
Yeah.
I think at this point A will come out from where she was hiding behind the stands to like help both of you guys up.
Yeah, Zumi's also gonna walk over and it's just gonna be like, "Are you alright there?"
As well as I can be.
I can help you with that. I have a spell.
I think she kind of shakes her head like, "Oh, don't waste it. I know a place where we can heal. Just." I think she's kind of like hobbling forward a couple steps, and A kind of like goes over to her. She's a decent bit shorter, but like she's still like kind of attempts to support Evelyn's weight, like by like draping her arm around her shoulder.
Yeah, I was just about to say Azumi's doing that exact same thing, and he is not taking no for an answer.
I think she kind of like she stiffens up for like a brief moment, like almost like she's flinching, like she was expecting something else. But she relaxes like pretty quickly when she realizes you're just like helping support her.
Is it far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crystal is like asking, is it far? Like, how far away is it? Because like if it's close by, then sure, that's probably good for everyone. But if it's not, then like, yeah, like then
Of course.
might be better safe than sorry.
I think she says, I should be able to the doorway up ahead. Just it shouldn't be far.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, everyone stay together just in case.
Mm-hmm. All right. So yes, you guys head into the doorway. For a moment, you see her kind of like contorting her face a little bit, like in concentration, almost like she's trying to like will the passage to like wherever she's trying to get you guys to go. And it's dark again for a little bit. You might notice A tensing up a bit for briefly, but the darkness soon passes, and you guys find yourself in a place that's very different from like the rest of this area, where most of it was like very dark or broken down. This place, the lights are very bright. You're in what appears to be a sort of courtyard, and the ground here is absolutely covered in these white roses, save for this one area at the center of the courtyard where there is a tree with these red leaves. And there are a few like handfuls of roses right next to the base of the tree that are bright red. And you notice every time one of the leaves falls down from the tree and touches the ground, any of the roses that it touches turn red as well. And up ahead, you can see some stairs that lead into a church-like building. And curiously though, like neither of the girls like go into the church. They Evelyn kind of directs you guys to the stairs in front of it, where she'll like just kind of plop down and like just lie on her back in the roses. And I'm gonna say this area, it feels kind of similar to like some of the places you've been before. Like for example, the when you were in Colette's area and you took a short rest there, or when you were in Sing Moon with Lyra. However, here it feels a lot more potent. Like this whole area is like imbued with like the power of like of resting and like sort of revitalizing. And everybody gets a long rest. It will not take the full 8 hours. It is basically just like sort of a revitalizing aura that gives you guys the effects of a long rest.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Nice.
And I think,
Was sorely in need of that.
yeah. So I'm gonna say I think now might be a good chance, a good time to take a quick break. We don't have too much more to go, so I think we should still be good on time from what I'm seeing. So, all right. Okay, gonna pause the recording. All right, folks, and we are back. So yes, you guys are now taking a rest in this very beautiful courtyard that is just like covered in these white roses and a few red ones. Um, I think like Evelyn might like, and both A and Evelyn might mention something about how it's okay to rest here for a bit because there's not a whole lot like other places to go like once they're at this point. They mentioned something about a mirror maze that might be up ahead, and that might be like where you guys can finally corner Angelique. But for now, it's okay if you guys need to take a rest. Yeah.
Cool. As soon as that said, Crystal sitting down and pulling out her spell book.
Excellent. I think A kind of like because Evelyn's like kind of flopped down on her back, just like sprawled out in the roses. Meanwhile, A kind of like sits down crisscross applesauce next to her, and she's taking a few of the roses. Curiously, there aren't any like thorns or anything on them, but a couple of them have stems. I think she's kind of just like casually like weaving them into like a little flower crown.
Professor is Oh, you go ahead.
Zumi's doing downtime with Koro.
Aw.
Play ball.
Aw. Good boy.
Professor is definitely admiring the roses. He's got a somewhat like soft and nostalgic sort of look.
Mm-hmm. Aw. I think Evelyn kind of glances over at what A's doing, like kind of braiding the flowers together. She kind of like says, when did you learn how to do that? Oh, Colette taught me, the other day. She's a little better at it than I am, but I'm getting practice. And I think Evelyn kind of like just gives a little hum, and then kind of tilts her head back, just like facing up. Did you ever tell her about when I And A kind of like winces a little and says, I haven't yet. I figured maybe you would want to. Well, if she'll ever even talk to me, but I suppose if you're taking me somewhere safer when you get to, well, me, I'll have to meet with. Cause I had to meet with the both of them eventually. Couldn't avoid it forever. Hmm.
Well, right now you all have a common goal, so you've got that at least.
At least we can be united in our hatred of that little horned idiot. She wasn't entirely wrong, that clown. As much as I hate to admit
What do you
it.
mean?
About me causing trouble whenever what was the word they used? Go to the front, was it? A nods at her. I mean, I want to say I couldn't exactly control it, but, well, I can't. It's not entirely honest. It's just. She kind of clams
Well,
up. Yeah, she might need a little encouragement to like talk.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, whatever you did, it doesn't excuse whatever happened to you.
Hmm. It wasn't even that. I mean, sometimes it was bad, but most of the time it was just could be as simple as the tutor calling on us and us just being too nervous to read from the books. And
Mm.
I can't promise you I won't do that again, even if this hospital actually helps us, and like that other one. I'm still have my doubts about these doctors.
Even
Well,
if you can't in the future, there is a very good chance that you will be better equipped to handle it in the future. These doctors do know what they're doing. And I'm not saying that to be facetious. I have seen them work firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
You're also still a child, and thinking that a child should have everything together is egregious on anyone who thinks that way. That's not on you, that's on them.
She kind of nods, and then she kind of lets out a little sigh and says, "Well, we were a child back then. You don't have much of that left, I suppose."
well, even if you pass that, the point of adulthood temporally, that doesn't mean you still, that doesn't mean that you give up your right to mercy and kindness and compassion.
Mm-hmm.
You still do these things.
Mm-hmm. I know I want to believe that, but even if even if this place does help, it won't last forever. When we go back, and we will have to, well, she kind of like hesitates for a moment, like she doesn't want to admit something, but then she says, I don't want to go back. I'm What if it is just going to be like before, nothing will change?
What if you didn't go back?
Where else would we go? I mean, our aunt is the only family we have left.
Do you care about her?
I think Evelyn kind of like just kind of glances to the side. You get the impression the answer would probably be a no. She said so. Meanwhile, she kind of like clutches the flowers in her hand a little bit tighter for a moment. It says, well, I mean, I don't remember much about her, but I mean, she's willing to take us in, right?
That doesn't necessarily mean she's a good person, but it's a big decision to make.
Yeah.
It is definitely something you all would have to discuss together, and all things considered, if she is nice enough, she will take your thoughts into consideration, and if not, and if it is a hard no, you can reach out to us.
Suffice it to say that there are options for you for what you want to decide. There will be a place for you to go, whether it be your decision to go back or to stay here.
I think Evelyn, like, she
We
kind
will.
of, sorry, another bit.
Yeah, just gonna end with it. We will not let things go back to the way that they were before for you.
I think you kind of like you hear a sniffle from Evelyn, and she just kind of like covers her face. I think A kind of sidles up to her, kind of like leans against her.
Azumi's patting down his pockets to see if he has a handkerchief. He does not.
Aw.
Crystal might actually. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll hammer space.
I don't know if Professor has that, but I know something he does have.
Oh, lovely. I rolled a 1.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
Well, Professor is going to take a small bag of gummy bears out from his pocket and hand it to Evelyn.
Yeah. She'll move her hands to kind of like. I think she kind of like glances through like one of her fingers, doesn't take the hands away completely, and she kind of sniffles a little bit, but she'll take it, and she's still crying. Actually, as she's eating it, like the tears kind of flow a little bit faster, but you get the sense that these might be like slightly happier tears.
All right. Well, Crystal pulled out the history of Inkwell. Oh,
the whole thing? Damn.
It's a pretty big book. Like
Yeah.
it's obviously like a condensed version, but it is still a book. Puts that back, tries again, and this time pulls out Sylvan Dictionary, the many dialects of the Fae, and puts that back in before she finally finds her handkerchief.
Yeah. I think
Which she will
Evelyn,
then pass across.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Evelyn's still crying, but like she's kind of like doing like sort of hiccuping like laugh at this. I think she kind of mumbles like she dries her eyes and she says, I appreciate the thought, but I wouldn't think you'd want me ruining your books like that."
It's a handkerchief. It's not going to ruin the books.
I think A chimes in, and says, I think what she means is, well, you kind of, sorry, words.
Yeah, take your time.
Yeah. You used to kind of do that, right? Like you'd rip pages out of books? And Evelyn kind of nods, and I think she kind of like blows her nose with the handkerchief, and then says, I don't know why it just helped me not quite calm down, but I don't know, just tearing the paper felt good somehow.
Hmm.
Oh, hang on a second. The ball he was using to play with Koro
Mhm.
is a ball.
Mhm.
I think what he's going to do is he's going to hand it to hold it out for Evelyn, and he says, "I don't exactly have a stress toy, but try giving this a good squeeze."
Yeah, she kind of gives you a confused look, and says like, what's a stress toy? And I think she'll kind of like idly like squeeze it.
It's something that's God, I'm trying to figure out the words now. It's a sort of toy. Usually, it's in the shape of a ball. Usually, the material is much more malleable than this, but it helps redirect that um, urge to be a bit destructive under stress or anger or frustration into something that is a little less harmful.
Yeah, I think she's kind of like just like squeezing it repeatedly and just kind of looking at it. I think A chimes in. Well, maybe once we all wake up, um, maybe we could get to some more of those. Hmm. And I think Evelyn kind of lets out like a little chuckle and is like, such a simple solution. And I had no idea. Hmm.
Ah, well.
Well, but never.
Mhm.
Taking small steps, right?
I suppose so. Mm.
There are a lot of things that seem obvious once they've been researched.
Well, and in a way, you were sort of doing something a little bit similar, but maybe a little bit more destructive than you would like. You were destroying books rather than maybe something that could be a little more hurt.
She nods. I can't say I never thought about that, but well, I guess it was a good thing I was always too afraid to do so. It was just easier to destroy objects.
Mm-hmm.
Izumi kind of has like this half smile, but it's not like how do I put it? It's a recognition of the self through the other.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think what he ends up saying, I'm sure we'll be able to find you some more stress toys.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Maybe we'll find one in a fun shape that you might like.
She manages to smile a tiny bit at that.
There's plenty in Inkwell. I mean, they also use them for excess energy, and oh, stars knows, Toons have plenty of that.
Crystal's gonna roll her eyes at that. Also, the thing that she handed me to the I'm sure we can find one in a shape that you like was the a pumpkin sounds just right just about now.
Does she say that out loud?
She might have actually said that out loud, honestly.
I think that like that gets like a genuine laugh out of Evelyn and A as well. Like this is probably like the first time you see her like be legitimately happy this whole time. Evelyn
Mm.
specifically. Yeah, I think there's like still tears running down her face, but like now there are absolutely like tears of laughter. Hmm.
This place is nice. Is this based off of a place that you used to?
Hmm. Maybe it might be bits and pieces. Hmm. Might be. I think that's how this world works. It's a lot of mine is just pieces of other things sort of put together. Honestly, it could have
Mm-hmm.
been as simple as just seeing a rose bush outside of a church or something, for all I know.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, whatever the case, this is very nice.
Hmm. Indeed, just don't go in the church. I'm not sure if it's still there. And A responded, "Oh, you mean the casket?" And she nods. I don't think we'll have to go in there though. I might take the last of my strength, but I should be able to get the rest of you, to the mirror maze at the very least.
All right.
Hmm.
Casket?
Yes.
Both of them kind of like glance away, and I think A's the one who eventually says, "Um, it was the last time I was here. It was well, a casket, and I was the one inside, not me, but well, a copy of me, I guess.
Oh, chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my internet cut out for just a moment. What did you say?
No, they were saying how they were saying don't go into the church because they're not sure if the casket is still in there. And A explained that the last time she was here, there was a casket with like a duplicate of her like lying inside of it.
Oh, okay. I missed the
Yeah,
duplicate of her. I just heard the casket bit.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was A specifically, not Evelyn lying in the casket. Apparently,
Hmm.
I think A kind of says, "I've been kind of wondering about that. I mean, I know we don't really like talking about it, but well, when you were trying to kill you, hmm I mean, when you were doing that, I mean, you knew that you would have gone down with me too, right?" And I think Evelyn kind of lets out a sigh and says, "If you're asking if I wanted to die too, the answer is no. I never, I never wanted to die. I just didn't want to keep living in your shadow and always being the one who had to, I guess, experience the worst of it, just so you wouldn't have to."
Mm.
Like that, but you know why I don't come out when we're at those therapy sessions? I I'll admit I listened in on one of them, and that he that therapist, he was talking about each of us has a role in our system, and that's why we exist. And well, if my role is what I think it is, then
What, a trauma sponge?
something along those lines.
Which therapist was this?
Um, oh, I believe that was Dr. Agler, but it wasn't like that. He just, I don't think that's what he meant. I mean, he also said that each of you, it's not just one role, it might be multiple ones, maybe. Well, just because that's what you used to do doesn't mean it has to always be like that, right? I mean, I don't want it to have to be like that. And she kind of like sidles a bit closer to her, and I think at this point, like she's finished the flower crown she's been making, kind of like gently puts it on Evelyn's head. Mm-hmm.
Perhaps you can change.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. I know it's hard to believe that things can change after they've been the way they were for so long, but well, a few things have changed already, and I want to believe that things will keep getting better. I think if we can just make through this, I think we at least have a chance of turning things around. Hmm. Well, I can't say every part of me can believe that yet. Fortunately, you may have to do some of the believing for us for now. That's all right. I don't mind doing that. She just kind of smiles at her.
This is a very touching moment,
Hmm.
and I appreciate it very much. But like this entire time, Azumi has just wanted to go. Have you seen my dog?
Pet the puppy.
Yeah, I was gonna say you just have Koro just like trot right up to her.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I think Koro kind of like just comes closer. Not too close, but like closer. And Azumi is just
Mm-hmm.
uh oh, yes. Are you okay with dogs?
Yeah, I think she kind of like instinctively like shifts it back a little bit from Koro, but it kind of puts a hand on her shoulder and is like, "Don't worry, Koro's really friendly. I've pet him a few times already." Um, I think she'll like kind of like carefully like hold a hand out to Koro. Actually, I think is also gonna add. I mean, it's not like he's I mean, hang on, words. I mean, he can't be much scarier than the shadows you beat up, right?
He does like to scream when excited, so do be careful with that. He's just over dramatic. But if
His bark is hotter than his bite.
um like if Evelyn's holding out her hand, Koro does just put his wet nose in it.
Aw. I think she kind of flinches back a little. I think she just kind of like very gingerly like reaches out a hand and she doesn't really like pet him. I think it's just like kind of like a pat, like just like hand on top of the head.
Fingers just this stuff. Arr!
I think she kind of like glances at Azumi like is this okay? Is he going to attack me? Like what am I doing?
No, he's just nodding along like you got this.
I think she kind of just like
That's
lifts her hand and like pats it down a few times. You get the sense that this girl has no idea how to pet a dog.
Aww.
Oh.
He's like, you can throw the ball if you'd like. He will bring it back.
uh, yeah, I think she'll kind of glance down at the ball she's holding and she'll kind of gingerly toss it. Actually,
Koro fetches.
actually, I was gonna see like how I'm gonna do like a ranged attack to see how far she can toss it. Okay. Oh, wrong channel. Oh my god, that is a 19 on the dice and a 24 total. She just like she throws the ball
Koro,
like super hard.
Koro just fucking vaults. His back, tail wagging, and
Aw.
just like it's the ball like right next to her. Little cute little
Good
dab dive.
boy.
Aw. I think she probably
Crystal
like oh
just. I was gonna say, Crystal just handed me like, well, looks like you have your strength back.
and she says I suppose so, but well, probably not for long. And she kind of like shakily stands up and she says I'm not I don't think I'm going to be able to go with the rest of you for this last part of the journey, but you'll meet the core Evelyn soon, so if you're
Well,
worried about
All right.
hmm?
huh?
Oh no, you can go. Yeah.
She remembered know about this, and
Uh,
he kind of makes like a vague. gesture at like everything that's happened?
Oh, of course, yeah. Now Evelyn nods at you. She will. I am still a part of her, and I believe usually once we dissipate, we go back to her. So, I will see you again in a sense.
Sounds about right.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you guys want to do before you progress?
I got nothing.
Mhm.
No.
Cute moment done.
Yeah.
Hey.
I will say, if you guys want, A will probably spend the rest of the rest making the rest of you guys flower crowns.
Oh, that's adorable.
Cute.
Gets one.
Yeah, Cora absolutely gets one. Though,
Good.
out of curiosity, would he be the type of dog to like kind of wiggle it off like he doesn't like stuff on his head?
Um,
He is like harness trained.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he is harness trained.
Yeah, she might like put it as like a necklace around his neck instead.
Yeah, that might be better.
Yeah,
Where pride?
yeah.
Professor is very pleased. He seems to like white roses.
Aw,
Hmm.
yeah. You can also get one with like the red roses if you prefer, like even alternating, because there are a few of those lying around.
Ooh, pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, Azumi strikes me as a red rose kind of guy, but I'll leave it up to you, Avi.
Um, I think there's like a very specific type of white and red rose that really, really does define.
Like with streaks?
Yeah, I think there'd probably be a couple of
I
those,
think,
kind of like right on the border between
I think
yeah, they're more like speckled with
I
like
think
red and white. Yeah,
I think it was the Yorkshire rose. Give me a second.
yeah, might be it. Well, for the sake of this, I'll say that like she finds a couple of roses that are like kind of like speckled with like red and white.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but I'll look it up later.
Yeah,
I
we'll
see
figure it
I
out.
see one
Valid.
in a picture, I just don't know if it's natural.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, but yeah, if everyone's ready to go, then we'll move on.
Hmm.
All right. So, yes. So yeah, Evelyn goes up to the door and she kind of puts both her hands on it. And before she does what she does, she kind of like glances back at you and gives you like a little bit of a smile and kind of mutters a thank you to all of you guys.
Yes, thank you for leading us around.
Thank you for giving us a chance.
Mm-hmm.
You've done quite a bit of fine work here, Evelyn.
And I think Azumi, you briefly see that kind of blush return to her cheeks again before she turns away back to the door. All right.
Yeah, fine with that.
Sorry, what was that?
Fine with that.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, so she puts her hands on the door, and curiously enough, instead of shattering, this time she kind of like her body glows a little bit, and it sort of like dissipates into white rose petals, and they kind of drift away with the wind. And as she does so, the doors open, and you don't see the interior of a church as you would expect. You see another darker area, but you can see like rows and rows of mirrors, like all these like twisting, turning hallways, and you get the sense this is probably the mirror maze that you were told about.
Well, here we go. All of mirrors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think A will probably hold out her hand for somebody to hold because again, it's dark in there.
Yep, daisy chain again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daisy Jane.
Daisy chain. All right. So you guys enter the hall of mirrors, or many halls of mirrors. It's more like a mirror maze. And as you guys, once all of you are through, the doors shut behind you, and they kind of like melt into like another mirror. So now you've got like kind of like corridors of mirrors like in all different directions.
Mm.
And I think the first thing A does once you guys are all in here, she kind of just calls out, Angelique! Like, where are you?
Can we like roll perception to see if that like if we can pick up on anything or
You absolutely
Mm.
can.
Nice. Oh,
Channel.
All right, pretty good for everybody.
Or not one.
Professor.
Oh.
Professor, your flower crown kind of like tilts in front of your eyes, it like drops a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But yeah, so yeah, you all look around. It takes a moment because some of these mirrors are a bit on the dusty side. But and you have to wander for a tiny bit. But eventually, you do see in a reflection of you notice first in one of the mirrors, you see Angelique's reflection, and then you see another and another, and pretty soon it's got that like Hall of Mirrors effect where it's like you can see like the person on like all the mirrors. And Crystal, you don't even need to roll to tell that like Angelique looks even worse than when you first saw her. Like she's still holding together, but the cracks have definitely started to creep along like to the right side of her body now. She looks absolutely exhausted.
she's getting worse. I don't know how much time she has left.
And you all hear Angelique saying, "Please, please, just leave me alone." And that is where we are going to end our session for tonight.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you have it, folks.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Oh, that was a fun session.
I'm glad you guys
Yeah.
liked it.
Mm.
All right, I am going
This was
to.
good.
I'm going to end the recording for now. But thank you to everybody listening in the future, and I wish you all a very good time zone. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.